lines. Volume could come down, but you still got the Bash Brothers.
Right.
See you a little bit later.
Sorry about Apple.
Yeah.
Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That right there is Miami Joe.
Ooh.
Hey, and I'm Sharif. The Katina Man's getting amped up. It's sticking. But Joey Option's a good one too, Katina Man. But they're both good. They're both good. All right, man. We got Pitchbull. We got Andrew. We got Robo, we got Juan, we got Ronaldo. How about Johnny, Fishbone, and John M. Other Zinc, the OG, the other OG, 2 New York cents. Nomo, the OG though, that's always in the chat, dancing up a storm. Shout out to Mr. Two Pumps, the OG Darwin, Mr. Michael DCA. He's been DCAing into these positions and printing up a storm. Shout out to you, my man. We got John M. We got Akash. We got Ali. We got D. Westermeyer. What's up? Salute right back at you, man. We got Kanaf, Blue Arrow, Donkey Trader, Big Finesse, Gray Worm, or Gray Big Perm. Shout out to God. I love that movie, man. All right, back to the rundown here. Steve Duran, Go Bills, Desi Junction. We got who? Engine Edrogan. Edrogan? Is that you, brother, over there? How's Turkey doing? Rainmaker, Dinkelberg. We got Thomas Kondo, J Trader Gut, Gerson Benson. How about Vinny Vici? Miggy Mogmo, Becky. Shout out to Becky. Hi, right back at you, girl. We got TD Baker, Uplift, Los Polos Hermanos, and Bobby Axelrod. Shout out to everybody. Can't forget Kobe the Kid, waving right back at you, baby. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Good morning, Joseph.
Kobe the Kid, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, and tomorrow we get a holiday, so yeah, looking forward to that one. Beautiful weather. It is supposed to rain here, but it's been a good market relatively thus far. I mean, for the longs, that is. So yeah, if you're looking to punch long, we were involved in some Tesla via TSLL. Enter here, and then we just put the shares on right there. Pop. And then now we added to this position once again. So that's what I got cooking up. Leading into a short holiday, I like this. We're going to let this rock and roll. You can see I have an order posted up at 1260, and then that's when you'll see the position board start to light up if we can catch a fill there. But the reason why I added in here onto this position is because you've seen the market was pulling back, and Tesla was holding this consolidation phase relatively well. So there you go, looking for the continuation in strength and a possible break of the high a day. So yeah, we're going to keep our eyes on that. Guys, don't forget that we do have some open interest at 330. So just be cautious of that. Watch how the stock reacts around that specific level. And I'm curious to see if we've grown in size around the 325 level as well. So we'll pull that up here. Oops, no, we don't want that. What's going on here?
What up?
Cancel. Yeah, hold on. I'll send it to you for a second there.
No problem.
I just want to.
All right, got into GALT. This is one that we were keeping an eye on yesterday. GALT, it's up about 20%, 19 2/3 right now. Big move up, taking out that flat top. I'll submit to you. The flat top to me looks at around 280 to 282. We take it out not incredibly aggressively, up to 296. That's the HOD right now. Where am I long? I'm long at 85s, Joseph. We'll send it back so Joseph can finish his analysis.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you guys for that. Thank you for Sharif for that. So yeah, there we go. 325. It is starting to grow a little bit in size, so that's why you can see we're kind of stalling out at this specific level. But I don't think it's an amount that we won't have the ability to absorb. All right. So just keep an eye out on that. We are knocking on the door of 324.81. That's where I have that key resistance. That will put us right around that high of the day. But first, we need to punch through 325 in order to get to that 330 strike here, which does have the highest levels of open interest. So just be cautious. More of a slow grind. Some of the bigger names are starting to pull back. I know Katina Man and Neil are short Apple. That's starting to come in towards the volume weighted average price. AMD is tanking, and NVDA is coming back to VWAP as well. So let's see if this relative strength can hold up into Tesla. Maybe you get a little bit of a rotation, and then we can see, because the past couple of sessions it has been relatively weak, but this is the only name I've been trading today, and probably will be unless I see an A++ setup or some solid VWAP holds in the like of NVDA and or Apple there, Sharif.
All right, we're doing it live right now on GALT. So what happened here was this one, it cleared the what I perceive to be the flat top. Again, kind of hard to tell. 282, 284, 280, in and around that area. You know how TA is, baby. It's an art, not a science. So it tops up into 296. Aggressive selling into 3. Bottoming tail candle manifests on the chart. Lo and behold, it holds up at the 10 EMA on the 5. So I get in quick before it started moving. And so let's see if this one can continue to hold that trend by holding the 10 EMA and the 5. So GALT, this is the kind of the pattern that I was looking at. So it tops up into 296, drops down into 283, holds it to the T, pops right back up. Let's see if it holds. My out is the break of the volume weighted average price, excuse me. I'm also involved right now in INHD, topping tail into 165, but as you can see, since this thing opened at 9:30, or didn't even really open at 9:30, it did technically, obviously, but the volume candle started coming in fast and furious at around 5 to 10, and it's been holding the 10 EMA since that time. So I've got shares on this one. We've got shares on GALT, and Adara LePage has got information for us at the big desk.
Hey, Sharif Gobriel, it has to do with Starbucks, SPUX, actually dropping a little bit here, oddly enough. So we have Secretary of the Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., endorsing Starbucks. On a post with X, he has a photo of himself with Brian Nichols, CEO of Starbucks, and said apparently that the company is planning to, quote, further MAHA, or Make America Healthy Again, its menu. So apparently their food and beverages already avoid artificial dyes, flavors, and high fructose corn syrup. So he's endorsing the company. It's actually dropping after this came out here, but keep an eye here on SPUX, apparently an endorsement from the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Back to you.
Thank you for that one. What happened?
That was bizarre a little bit. Starbucks?
Yeah. Like, thank you for that, Adara. Obviously, you're not responsible for the story, but it is a little bit eyebrow raising.
Yeah. Starbucks. Very, very interesting. I don't know if there's Las Polias. I don't know if there's any news on Tesla here this morning, guys. But that's relevant. We're playing the technical. Well, it's actually not irrelevant, but right now it is. We got those fills, guys. We added into this position, and then boom, we break through that high day. Exactly what we were looking for. The volume stepped in. Okay, so we've seen a couple examples of this. We've seen it in the likes of NVDA. And if you guys can remind me in the chat, I believe it was yesterday. So NVDA, we seen the punch through 145 where we see high levels of open interest and the volume required in order to break through that call wall. And there was another underlying asset. I want to think it was AMD or something along those lines, but we were talking about it and it punched right through. So chat, fact check me on that one. I know we've seen it in the likes of NVDA 2 days ago, breaking through that 145 call wall, and then the volume stepped in immensely, and then that's what you need in order to continue and hold those specific levels. So it was a really good look. Another one right here, punching through. I told you, I mentioned that this had the ability to be absorbed, but we needed the volume to step in, and you can see that displayed here on the lower time frames. The 1 minute, as you head towards that specific level, that's when the volume starts to step in. All right, guys. So this is what we got cooking up here on Tesla this morning. Entered right here. As soon as I seen that momentum, trading below the volume weighted average price in the pre-market, I like that. That's a positive signal for me. That means, hey, are we going to be prepared to break through? Are we absorbing and then continuing this move, looking for a move to the top side? And that's what I've seen. So if I see stocks that are trending way above VWAP in the pre-market, don't necessarily like it. Slightly below, I like it. So that's what gave me the ability to, once we punched through, opened up above it, we got that pullback enter, and then once that volume started to step in and you've seen the strength in the tape, that's when you get really aggressive and add to those positions. And then boom, 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 you just look to take some out. And then now, waiting for that consolidation. Is this the best entry? Absolutely not. I was watching it right here, and then I was slightly hesitant. I wanted to have super precise entry just in case we were going to get that continuation. Once I seen the strength in the bullish candle, so you can see it's almost engulfing this whole range right here, and then an additional engulfing candle right here. So I'm like, okay, we're strong, volume supporting it. Let's add to this position to see if we can get that break of the high day. And you've seen the volume step in right through 5, exactly, almost textbook essentially. Boom, and another big move to the top side right there, guys.
Okay.
We'll take a little bit more off right here. And there it is. We'll take some more off on Tesla. Nice add, nice entry, big time move.
I'm really rich.
I'm really rich, yeah.
Get it, Donald.
Get it.
All right, we're doing it live right now on GALT, looking for this one to take out the highs. It's showing me 94 is the high. The day is 96. It's been a respectable higher low, higher high pattern and support off the 10 exponential on the 5. Those are the small cap gappers that I'm involved in, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. But a new entrant has weaseled its way onto the scene, and it just came into my purview now because I filter these small cap gappers by price. South of 85 pennies, I will have no notice of. So, alas, this one came on late as it just took 85 pennies, I think, right about 10 minutes before 11. It is a 102 high on the day. It's trying to break above that buck area. I'm personally going to wait until it clears $1 by a fair distance, and then we can have a conversation about this one. NINE, it's in my purview, but I'm not going to execute on it quite yet. I've really disliked trading these sub $1 stocks. I find to take out levels, it's just a lot harder, especially as you get closer to that dollar. Maybe they move easier when they're well south of that dollar. That hasn't been my observation nor my experience. So I'm just going to go with what I know, and it's a tougher trade in and around that dollar. So I'm going to wait for it to clear, and if it clears, then we can have a conversation on it in the time. But it's a good look. It's right now, it is the number 4 gap scanner on my watch list, about 28% in the clear, 27% in the clear since we rung that bell. It's really INHD, and I got shares. I got big boy shares on INHD right now, and it's doing nothing. We're about 5 pennies out of the money on this one. That is going to be a big hit if it loses the 10 exponential. So I'm packing my patience on that one. But I like the look of MRIN. It's generally been respectful of the volume weighted average price. Bless you, Adara. For the exception, really, of these 2 candles over here at 10.05 and 10.10. It gapped above, it gapped below. Since that time, it's used VWAP either as resistance, as you can see here, from 10.15 all the way to 10.45, or support, as it's been doing since 10.45 to currently 11.10. So MRIN, I perceive to have intraday respect for the volume-weighted average price. It's about getting it at the right price and making an educated guess as to whether or not this can take out that $1.28 HOD. Atisha's yelling about KWE. I'm pretty sure I had KWE on my dang chart, and I don't. Why do I not have KWE? Did I take it off? All right, so that's interesting. AVPO is losing it, so we're going to put KWE instead. I thought, I did have it on the side chart there. I had it on the watch list on the side, Tisha, but I didn't put it onto the what's it called? The charts over here for whatever reason. KWE, good call out, Tisha. Thank you for that. It's up 130%. Let's put some respect on this one's name. It's going to be loaded up quite quickly. But here it is, GALT, looking at taking out my next level. It just got into a new high, Joseph Wilson, showing me 98, but true to form, it's got to cross 98 for me to get that print. So we're packing our patience here. GALT, number 2 day play. Second day play, I butchered that in terms of English. But you can kind of see what it did yesterday, guys. This thing was up into the dang right. From the open to the high in the aftermarket, we were up 83%. From yesterday's close till the high right now, we're up another 25. So not a bad look for my friend GALT, which definitely gave me that print. Oh, baby. We're on our way to 3, Joseph. I'm expecting a bit of a retracement here as we get closer to that whole dollar level, my man. But by the way, I want to show you this because you were talking about Tesla a second ago, and you were wondering what the hell is going on. Why is Tesla strong? This, that, and the other. I got a piece of information for you if I can freaking find it over here. There it is. There it is. Right here. Model 3 reclaims America's most. The most American crown as Mega goes full throttle. I don't know what this means. Are they selling more of them, or what was it? The number 1 spot after a 1-year hiatus. Your friend, the Model 3, back in top spot there.
Back being the top dog there in America, the Model 3. Good luck there. As always,
Oh, we have a couple of super chats.
We do.
All right.
We have a $5 super chat. You hit it, man.
Yeah.
I'm really rich.
I'm really rich. There we go. The real MVPs. I recommend this show to everyone. You guys do a great job. Can you explain that long wick? What that long wick was on long wick was? Yeah, there. That's a top twister right there. On Meta overnight. Yeah, let's pull up Meta and see what we got going on here, guys. And also with Tesla, because I added here, my average has now gone up from being down here to up here because I did remove the majority of those shares. Doubled up what I had remaining right here. there, and then that's why you can see the averages starting to pick up. So first in, first out there, guys. All right, Meta, let's pull it up. Let's see what you're talking about from a wick point of view overnight. I'm not seeing anything. I can pull up maybe a better piece of information. I'll do that momentarily, but I'm not seeing anything. And if you see a massive wick, then the chances are that it was just a dark pool, right? You can possibly get a dark pool on that one, but I'll take a look at another source to see if it's confirming what you're saying, and we will see what that is up to. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything either right here, guys. So no wick. I'm thinking you're just what you identified was a dark pool. We have them all the time. You can see them within our chart. So just keep that in mind. I didn't see any massive wick. And if you give me a little bit more information there, Shane, like it went from the wick was at said price or whatever, then we can take a bigger look into that as well too. But a really good look here, just to kind of elaborate a little bit more on this. So you can see we get that dip down, but now we're holding this base relatively well. So I mean, if we get another big time move, Meta's not too far off of those all-time highs, about 5.5% or so. So a really good look there on Meta. And I mean, this thing has been off the Liberation Day lows, the April lows here, up 46%. So a big time move in a lot of these tech names, even though we do have a couple of the Mag 7 lagging its peers.
Oh, sorry.
No,
what's his name? Who's asking me about HOV or Yannick? No, not Yannick. Sports and Stonks. Are you looking at Hover? Yeah, HOVR, I am. Not a bad looker there. We're going to have to remove somebody off the side chart here for me to start trading this one. I'll keep that one up. I'll get to it in a little bit. Shout out to Yannick, APVO nasty. It's already lost its spot on the side chart, Nick. But freaking boom, Joseph Wilson. We don't have any more prints left on this one. So we just took out the high of the day. Thank you, Adara. So now we're going to set up at 04s. Oh, I just added. That's okay.
Let's go.
I don't want to add. We're going to set up at 04s. It's fine. 06s, and we'll set up at 10s as well. So let's see what this one does. Not a bad look there. I'm talking about GALT. Just kind of screwed up my cost basis there, but that's all good. We'll keep an eye out on this one. I've also got a new position on right now. MRIN. I've weaseled my way into this. Where is MRIN? There we go. Now we're going to set up at 18s. Let's go ahead and set up at 20s, 22s. We're already taking out my 18s. Moving in right now. I've got a dip trade set up on MRIN at the volume weighted average price. Wow. There's a lot happening right now. MRIN, guys, I perceive this one, again, I perceive it to be respecting the volume weighted average price. And for the last 4 candles, it has been respectful of the 10 EMA. I also perceive a 120 level, key resistance level at that $1.20. I realize the high of the day is 128, but when you observe where the closing prints have been rejecting or closing, for lack of a better term, it has been that $1.20. What keeps me optimistic that we take out the $1.20 is the higher low situation. We're at a $1.20 right now. We just got into it. We're going to have to cross for me to get printed on that $1.20, but I'm certainly keeping an eye on this one, looking for a nice big boy break and to maybe take out all my orders at the same time as we just did there on GALT. So keeping an eye on that. I'm also involved in INHD. This one I'm going to give a shorter leash to, quite frankly. I have a lot more shares in this one than the others. And I don't know if I like this one quite as much as the others. There's a lot of overlap between the chart on INHD and MRIN. So we'll see how this cookie crumbles. So keep an eye on that. Still keeping an eye on NINE as well. Let's go back to HOVR so we can cover that for sports and stonks. Let's look at, that's the daily. All right, sports and stonks. Look at this, man. This is not a bad daily chart here. It's been moving since May 15th. And since May 15th to the high today, we're up almost 400%. So this is not a wham, bam, thank you, HOVR. It has been putting in a respectable move almost every day. That doesn't mean that you can't trade it intraday, right? Just kind of want to get a feel for what the old girl is doing over here. Ooh. So HOVR, 220 high day, coming into that 215. It's earned its way onto the side chart. It's really about who's going to lose their spot. All right, so keeping an eye on that. Let's go quickly back over here to my other MRN trade because we're getting printed on this one, Joseph. We just took out a few prints. Here comes the other one, 123. It's showing me 24s. Can we get the 24 print? Give me my 24 print, please. We're going to take a little bit over here at 23, and then we'll see if we can get more at 24, my man. So keeping an eye on that. What you got?
Good look there. I like IBIT's indecision right here, right below the volume weighted average price there, guys. So we might look to get involved in some IBIT. Nice hammer candle, risk profile defined. We go a little bit lower, risk 20 cents on this trade. We put on some small shares, and we just use what we got going on. That's the thing, right? So you have a nice profitable day. You say, okay, I'm looking to allocate X amount into the following trades. You lose that. You know what? You're still up on the day. You go outside. You enjoy the weather. You barbecue. You do what you will. I don't know where Katina Man is, because that guy owes me a couple cold ones. Yeah, so, hey, I'm willing to accept those whenever he brings them. I was going to mention it before he went to the gym.
I was going to say, why didn't you mention it before he left?
I should have mentioned it before he left. And then now, when he's on his way back, guess what? He can stop at the store and get your boy his cold ones.
And the beautiful thing is, now thanks to your boy Dougie Ford, you can get alcohol anywhere you want. Everywhere.
You know
it's
what?
America.
Yeah, I like that. Montreal was doing that for a
hot minute.
Yeah. Quebec, Quebec. It was in Quebec, right? I remember I was about 18. I was 18 when I did this. Me and my boys.
Hold on. Repeat. You were 17 when you did this. You were 17.
I was 18, and we would.
You saw what he did there, Neil? He stuttered, Neil.
I was 18 because you only have to be 18 to drink when you're in Quebec. We would go over there, and they used to sell the Octagon, which was like a cool 54 beers. So we would pick that up. The good old Octagon. Good old Octagon. So maybe I'll message Katina Man on the side and just say, hey man, don't forget about your boy on the way back, and we'll see where that takes us. No, I'm only playing. Good stuff here, guys. IBIT is climbing without me. I'm having too much fun here. I'm just gibbering away that I'm missing trades, and I don't necessarily want to do that. A bit of a chase here, guys. So we'll start really small because now I don't have my risk to reward, considering we just popped up a couple of cents. But I'm gonna hop in some IBIT. It cracks this low, this pivot low, then we're just gonna hop out of this trade. Tesla is holding up relatively well. So we'll hold on to this position until otherwise. So there you go. The real entry was right at the break of this, so about 37. So I'm about 10 cents late, slight chase. But as soon as you crack that candle to the high, that's when you want to look to get involved. And then hopefully the game plan is that we either construct a new high a day or that we head towards back towards the high a day and then construct a lower high of day. And then at that point, you just slowly start to piece it up. All right, so that's the game plan. AMD, Tesla, we're riding.
All right, Tisha, KWE's exploding to the high side, Tisha, so good call out on that by you, especially since I, for whatever reason, neglected to put it onto the side chart. Shout out to my man, Stuart. Stuart, are you from Australia or New Zealand, my man? Because you keep calling me mate, so I'm just figuring, you're from those ways. In any event, saying, look, AVA... AIVA, I don't even know how to say the word, AVA Technologies Incorporated. It's not a small cap gapper. It's a $1.5 billion market cap. The company's engaged in design, manufacturing, and the sale of LiDAR. Nice, Stuart. Sensing systems and related perception and autonomy-enabled software. Stuart, this is a fantastic name over here. It's going to go on to the old watch list. Thank you for this one. Good side. What? Joseph, look at this.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that daily chart, Joseph, bro. What is this, Stuart? Thank you for this. This is fantastic. So clear, needless to say, this thing is on the rampage to the high side. Since you got that breakout, it feels like late March, March 20th, late teens March, we're up and eye-watering 634%. That's almost a 10-bagger before we've even flipped the script on spring. The reason I chose March 20th, it's on the door of spring, and we still haven't, I think we got a couple of more days left in spring. So beautiful look here. I mean, there's really nothing to say bad about this tour. Clearly, it's holding the 10 exponential moving average on the daily. I won't be convinced otherwise. My submission to you is great trend. Look for the continuation. Look for technical signals that are signaling, a pullback, and maybe pull it off the 10, the 20 with an obvious area out, lower than a key technical area of support. So if this area of 1920 was resistance, and it kind of proves itself to be that way because it topping tailed, he will look to get some more at the $0.50. We'll see what happens there, okay? So that's number one. Let's go back to GALT. We clear 3. We're at 303. We dip down into 299 right now. It's having trouble really getting away from that $3 area. So I'm packing my patience on this one. GALT 303 high. still holding up at the 10 exponential, but I anticipate, obviously, resistance at the whole dollar level, as it typically does, hold up there, you know, with psychological support and stuff. So that is the look. Thank you, Mary. Let everybody know, Mary S. Lyman, telling everybody to refresh. Hambone says we're back, Joseph, so all good there. Marios Colossus, all these messages are killing the bandwidth. Speak with emojis only. I don't know if it's the messages, my man, but that is funny. So that is a look there. Chat lives matter. Sweeping, what's happening there, bro?
Hold on, we haven't done this in a while.
Oh God, that thing.
Will Katina Man bring Joe his beers by the time he gets back from the gym?
Well, are you going to ask him?
No.
You can't stack the deck like that.
Yeah, I'm
Because
stacking.
then you're going to say it, then you're going to message him after that.
You may rely on it.
So in other words,
It's not.
So,
it's
in other words.
definitely not happening. We're going to Adair, guys. Make sure you refresh. Everything seems to be working once again.
sir.
Behind Apple right now. So you might have heard a headline earlier with Donald Trump saying that Apple is going to be buying a lot of Trump gold cards. Now, as I mentioned earlier as well, I looked into it, and Trump's been saying this since roughly February. To my knowledge, Apple hasn't responded, but noted Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo opining on this. He's posted about this previously, but he just added a new comment on this that I think is pretty fascinating for Apple. He said that he believes Apple's trying to, or could be trying to calm Trump's emotions to shift tariffs away from the iPhone. We know Donald Trump really is focusing on iPhone tariffs. So Ming-Chi Kuo was suggesting if Apple does end up buying these Trump gold cards, that could be a pretty good distraction to keep Trump away from the iPhone tariffs. Again, unclear if that's what's happening, but very interesting analysis from Ming-Chi Kuo. Back to you.
Big smile, bro. Sharif, can you help me with placing a lien on those beers until I collect the rest from Joe Welcher? Look, man, we have something called the Personal Property Securities Act in this province. I will more than happily place a lien on your boy Joey Options' car.
It's like that.
At a charge, big spot. You send that money this way, baby dog.
I said to him, hey, man, tell me what I owe you. I'm sending it. He says, no, he just wants to torment me throughout the days. That's his method of payment. That's my method of payment. So I'm going to ask you, Big Spile, by the end of the week, that's it. So you control.
Joseph, I got to interrupt. Sorry, Coinbase is absolutely breaking out.
No way.
Sorry to interrupt. You could I want to tell everybody Coinbase is on a breakout right now. It's very aggressive. Wow. It's something's happening here, Adira. I don't know if you've got it on Coinbase. It's absolutely ripping up. It was at 258. It ripped up to 266, guys, up 5%. Sorry to interrupt you, Joseph, but we got to bring that.
I think it's something regarding stable coins possibly here. Yeah, stable coins go past. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, we had that stable coin in the morning, guy. Look at this. Look. Can you show my chart, Assassino?
Yeah, it's a
look at that. This is a 5-minute chart here.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is just breaking out now.
I'm looking at it too, there, brother. Big time move. Bitcoin's pulling back as Coinbase decides to rip higher. So we'll keep an eye out on this one. A really good look on Coinbase. Wow, what a parabolic move. Volume supporting it. Let's see what it looks like from a daily standpoint.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, another big time move here, guys. Are we going to run into the top end of this resistance on today's session? Let's find out. Adair, what do you got for us?
Get it, Adair.
I don't have any breaking news on Coin, but it is kind of connected to Circle, and I'll explain why. So I was seeing people on social media attributing this to the pop. Apparently, I guess it was ramping into this move. But I did look into it as well. So apparently, Coinbase does own a stake in Circle, and Circle also apparently pays Coinbase about 50% of their revenue, more or less. So they're connected. We know Circle is in the stablecoin space, and apparently Circle has actually explored a potential $5 billion sale to Coinbase instead of its IPO. So instead of IPOing, Circle was actually considering selling to Coinbase. So these companies are very much intertwined. It's a known relationship, so that could be why COIN is running here from what I'm seeing. Back to you.
I just pulled like a muscle in my back.
Dude, can I tell you, one time I actually pulled my neck sneezing.
Oh, that hurt, man.
Dude, it sucks. Wow. It's the dumbest way to hurt yourself. Like, it happened to me before. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. But that actually
so
hurt.
stupid.
Like, what the helly?
What the hell? What the hell?
Sorry. What the helly? Ante. Big time moving coin there, guys. Who was asking me? Sorry that I forget your name. I remember our conversation this morning. You were asking me about should you get into Coinbase or ETF or something along those lines. But there you go, big time move here in Coinbase. Now for our main guy, Jay Lee. He's saying, Joe and Sharif, can we find a long potentially in SPEC? Well, I'll point out the first thing that I see right here is a double hammer right here. So yeah, there could be a potential long risk profile defined there. Okay. You just put it a little bit below these candles, and it's either you get that move back towards VWAP or you just get stopped out. Very simplistic trade. This is why Gaurav and I lost Polios. All the traders in the chat love these VPA signals. So there it is, risk profile intact and defined. And then wow, look at Coinbase go. Continuing to climb here. What are we up from a percentage metric here today on this session, Sharif? We got
4.92, I think. 5%, a little bit shy than that, Joseph.
Big time.
Yeah, man.
Oh wow, Tesla, let's go.
Get it.
We're gonna take some more off here on Tesla. I got so much going on here. I don't even know what to do with myself, Sharif. I got Tesla, Bitcoin, looking at coin.
Okay.
There we go. We caught the fill. 5.7% here on Coinbase, guys. Big time move, following that volume, continuing to just go parabolic. This is exactly what we want to see. Not involved in this one. I hope everyone else is, or you have the ability to participate. Don't chase all the way up here. If it's going to maintain its strength, you'll get the opportunity to catch it on a pullback and then look for the continuation. But there we go. Catching another fill here on Tesla, just riding this wave, trying to catch this trend throughout the day. You can see that my average is slowly creeping up as I start to take out the majority of my bulk that I had earlier this morning. And then now it's just going to go to my addition shares here. So there you go. Position board not working just yet. I'm in Bitcoin. I'm in Tesla. And we're going to catch another fill right here, my brother.
Just don't catch any feelings, my boy. Yeah. Like, keep an eye out on that. No, keeping an eye for real, though. On INHD, I just got the first print there. And by the way, big smile. What a shameless attempt by Joseph to get you to use your chair. Oh, man, cough, cough. I heard. I'm like, I think he can use the chair if you want.
This guy
big smile, bro. He suspects everybody, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna.
He suspects everybody.
Oh my days, Sharif.
What's going on
Tesla.
over there, Joseph?
Yeah, Tesla just continuing to roar here. Yeah, we got to find something out because another piece we're gonna take off as Tesla is continuing to climb. Love getting orders rejected. It's a great feeling.
No, it's not.
It's total sarcasm. But there you go. Cash money ad hit it.
You want that one? You want that one?
No, I thought you were going to go with I'm really rich.
Oh, damn it. Can I tell you? Like, I need there we go, because I got to keep going like this, like a smut.
I'm really rich.
I'm really rich.
I'm really rich.
I'm really rich. Good look here on Tesla, guys. Let's see. I'm going to post up this time so I don't have to keep on punching and praying to catch a fill. It's better if I'm just going to go on the ask. So we'll go at 74s maybe, and we'll take a little bit more off. I do only have about like 0.5%, or not even, about 5% left of the bulk of my position. Let's go Tesla, 1274. Are we going to tap into that 330 level? But nothing else matters. It doesn't even matter. Because Coinbase.
Some Linkin Park there. They performed at Champions League, but the lead singer obviously is no longer with us.
Oh, he's not?
Yeah, we know about that.
Rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace to him. But I was never a big Linkin Park fan.
I'm huge Linkin Park fan, man. Favorite song? Castles of Glass.
Okay,
anybody in the chat know that? I mean, that's just, I love Linkin Park.
Did you like Billy Talent?
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I love that. I love Billy Talent. Big Billy Talent. They're Canadian too, guys. Shout out to. Yeah, shout out to them. Linkin Park's not Canadian, are they? Are they?
Linkin Park? I don't know.
No,
are they?
I
have no idea.
Yeah, but
I don't think so.
Big time move here in Coinbase. It doesn't look like it wants to stop now. 272. We're running right into that key resistance zone right here, guys. Let's see how it reacts. Are we going to punch through, or are we going to reject it? Never mind all that. Let's take a look at the options chain before I start piecing some out here on IBIT. Got to slow it down because we got a lot going on, and we want to be able to execute accordingly. All right, so now you're going to see I'm going to go.
Wow, Jameson, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I love it. He's part of the lyrics. John, I told you I'd look at IWM, and I am going to look at IWM. I think that what you're correct me if I'm wrong, John. Tag me in the chat. Let me know. You're seeing a bit of a rounded top. Could be a kind of a reversal signal on IWM. 211, 12 high day. It just lost the kind of that the 10 exponential. Still holding above 210, John. I don't know. The Russell today, what is the Russell? The September contract's up 1%. It's the strongest major average on the day. So, I mean, personally, just I'm speaking for myself here, I wouldn't be looking to short IWM right now. But I see what you're saying. For example, OB, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he would be looking for the mean reversion trade. And part of the analysis there is you're looking for signals. One of the signals is rounding top. That's a chart pattern we've often talked about. So, yeah, possibly here, would I be looking for a little bit more? Maybe a loss of the 20. Currently, we're forming a hammer candle, which is not exactly a glowing endorsement for a short. So let me know what you're thinking about this one, John. But for me at the moment, I don't go short on something that's the strongest out of the bunch on the day. Again, the Russell up 1.05. The second best performer is the NQ up 0.47. So, I'm a trend trader, or I like to pretend I am, so I wouldn't really look to short that. So here's what I'm looking at right now. About to get stopped out for the last remaining amount here on MRIN, as it's going to lose a 10 exponential. I can be persuaded to get back in at the volume weighted average price, but I will allow this one to stop me out because I don't have that much on it and I want to lock in profits. That's number one. Number two, let's go over here back to INHD. This one did get into 64s where I am waiting, but it has to cross. I like the look of INHD. I think this one could be at least possibly by the $0.75 of a dollar, if not more, by the end of the show. It's showing me 2/3 at the moment. We'll keep an eye out on this one. I also have a little bit left over here on GALT, 3 more outs on this one. It is really having trouble clearing $3. That's the issue. Even though the high of the day is 304, it comes in a penny from my 305 beak wetter there, and then rejects, coming down into $3 again. So I'm going to pack my patience on this one. I don't want to take any out at this level. I want to insist that it either get stopped out or I print my big boys above the level. Show them what you're looking at, Joseph.
Show them what you got. Show them what you're with me.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself. Oh, we don't even got my screen up here.
Oh.
No, SPCE, no.
Don't be rude.
Yeah, don't be rude. Yeah, no. Look, we just knocked on the door there, guys, of my fill. We didn't catch it. It didn't hit the bid there, so we're not going to catch that one. That's all right, but we took some off of a little lackluster, but we took some off on iBid here, guys. A nice little out. 33% to be exact, remaining 66%. We're going to look for that high of the day and the potential break of it. Is there going to be an ad opportunity? I think so, but let's go Tesla. Oh, did I catch that, Phil? We're going to go to Adara in one moment because we got a $10 super chat from our guy, Terexit Help Desk. Okay, very interesting. Just a thank you to you guys. I'm an options guy. Thank you, Joe, for the options wall tips via OI. Had a 270 strike from yesterday, 89 cents to 350, small but green. Come on, my friend.
Hey.
Don't shoot yourself short. That's a couple $100 right there. Bang, lock that in. Solid move running into the holiday. This is what we like. Dude, sorry, not dude. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more, but it's not always about hitting those grand slams. If you take home small victories in this market, accept that and get ready to pounce next time. I love those small victories. Way to work there, Trexit Help Desk. Adara, what do you got for us?
Get it, Adara.
Keep an eye here on SYM. This one's spiking. I'm not seeing any news. Lots of excitement around the move on X. And I want to clarify, this actually is not a small cap per se. $3.8 billion market cap. Just trading above $35 right now. But the short float, Sharif, is notable. Just over 40% for SYM. Symbiotic, back to you.
That Adara.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. We caught another fill here on Tesla, guys. So this thing is absolutely moving to it's really strong today, guys. And I was looking for this. I was trading this name for the past 2 days, looking for this type of strength. And I knew if I was like, if I don't take this trade, it's going to do exactly what it is that I was anticipating. And that's why I got aggressive on it, because I said, I'm double winning today.
Oh,
Tina Man owes me money, and I'm catching these fills.
You got to give that money to Big Spile, though, bro.
I told him, you tell me the dollar amount, brother, I'm sending it to you. Adara, what do you got? Well, maybe not.
News here. This is Kellanova. This one actually looks halted right now, or maybe not halted either. A big drop to the downside. Yeah, we're open here for K. Reuters reporting that EU antitrust regulators are going to open a full-scale investigation into the $36 billion attempt from Mars to acquire Kellanova. So keep an eye here on K. Again, Reuters reporting that there's an EU antitrust regulation likely to open into the company's attempted acquisition from Mars. Back to you.
Go Europe. Go.
Bro, like, anyway, whatever. I have my thoughts about this whole thing in Europe.
Yeah,
bro.
what's up with
It's
Europe?
regulatory, bro.
With all the
You know, they're
regulatory
supposed to
conditions.
cool it because they want to grow now because they haven't grown in like a decade and a half, and like this isn't the way to do it, bro.
Yeah, enough.
Whatever.
Enough digital tax coming out of Europe. Like, really great idea.
Can I cover
Yeah,
some stuff?
go right ahead.
All right, INHD, finally, we're taking some prints on this one. So up into the high side, best print I've got 66s. It's showing me 67s right now. I'm waiting for 67s, 68s, 69s. We got 70s. We got shares on this one, so we're going to layer the orders, see what comes. I see you guys yelling about VOYG. And I get the whole thing, or not VOYG. Jameson's talking about VOYG, but other people are talking about that other one there. What was it called again? AVON, or allow me a second over here. APVO, because this one, a lot of people seem to be interested in this one, but you know, it completely breaches my rules. We did clear the pre-market high. Intraday during regular trading hours at 10:40, we printed the high of 13.11. But we halted down 3 times, and I think these were 10-minute halts, if I'm not mistaken. 10, 10, and 5. We halted back up once, but we're not above the volume weighted average price. We're going to have to get above that 812, 815, wherever VWAP is on your chart. And also, I don't want to deal with the bag holders that are holding this intraday from up here, because they're going to be looking to get the hell out. So I don't know how I feel about APVO. I get it's up 150%. But, you know, just because it's up big doesn't mean that it's tradable at the current moment. So, Derek, go ahead.
We have a story for Coinbase that isn't the Stablecoin Act, though it is stablecoin related. The company Coinbase Derivatives apparently partnering with Nodal Clear to use USDC as collateral for U.S. registered futures trading. It's expected to come through next year, 2026. It'll actually be the first time that USDC is used in this way, but it is pending approval from the CFTC, and Coinbase Custody Trust will be serving as the custodian. So keep an eye here on COIN, maybe Circle as well, because this is a stablecoin related story. Yeah, Coinbase here apparently partnering to use USDC as a collateral for registered futures trading. Back to you.
Yeah.
Because we had that kind of stablecoin genius hack thing from in the morning. So if we reacted already.
Yeah.
But this stablecoin thing is really growing pretty exponentially.
It's starting to pick up steam, like really fast.
I didn't know how big it was until I did the research on it this morning, bro. I think I got the data right here, so I'll look at it. But in 2023, where they have the full numbers, it did like something like 27 trillion in transactions, which like basically Visa and MasterCard combined are not even a fraction of that. Apparently,
That's very
whether that's
interesting.
accurate or not. That's what I read. This morning.
I think the benefits of using stablecoins internationally is significantly it's there as well. Too.
Yeah,
it's very
We talked about this. Remember the currency headwinds?
Exactly.
So like again, we'll tell the audience because maybe they don't know. Like Apple, for example, they sell iPhones in India. They get their money in rupees, and then they want to expat that money back to the U.S., but the rupees dropped against the dollar. All of a sudden, you're taking a hit, a currency headwind. And they always report that in the earnings report.
One big thing is the transaction fees as well.
Boom.
The transaction fees
Joseph.
is what really gives you the benefit of using stable coins, because now it's just essentially.
Your boy Jay Lee, look what he just wrote.
What did Jay Lee say?
Visa has dumped $10 in the last hour.
Thoughts?
I don't know. Might have something to do with.
Absolutely.
There you go. We'll see. Look, I was listening to All In. Sorry, not All In. I would listen to All In as well, but I was listening to The Compound, and they had a gentleman on there who was pounding the table about Visa and MasterCard. His philosophy was every time a company has come to disrupt Visa and MasterCard, they've ended up doing business with them.
Yep.
They seem to get usurped into that whole network, into that ensconced into that whole thing. So whether or not they end up getting, you know, what like Uber did with the taxis, what it's called, disrupting the industry, or whether they become part of the industry, we'll have to wait and see.
Just taking complete market share, I guess, at that point. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised if we do start to see Visa and MasterCard start to integrate stablecoins.
And that's been their move. That's how they've been able to stay alive, by kind of adapting to the environment as it goes. You know what I mean?
No
Like
blockbuster. No blockbuster.
Yeah,
All right.
Smokey Love, I like the Compound too, man. I mean, I like it a lot more these days than All In for the market side. I like All In for the more bigger picture, higher level, philosophical you know, look, and I want to hear what billionaires have to say. They got Chamath in there, and they got some Deca millionaires as well. I want to know what they're thinking.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Go ahead. Yep.
Talk about a sympathy play here as well, too, Sharif. Take a look at Robinhood.
Hood is up to no good, probably. Like in a good way, obviously.
Yeah.
We're going to load up Hood right
really
now,
up to
Joseph.
it's up to really up to no
baby.
good.
Yeah, this is all the same story.
Big time sympathy play right here in Robinhood, guys. Fantastic job on pointing that stuff up, going, just broadening that horizon. That's exactly what we want to see. That's what the community is for.
Love it.
Triple pat on the back. But I mean, if you want to talk about just going parabolic right now, that is Coin. Coin is just still going. Continuous 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of just straight up. And then look at this volume supporting it. We're now north of that that key resistance zone here, guys. Or we're knocking right on the door of it. We're getting very, very close. That's going to be a key area for us to break here in Coin. I don't know if you're a shareholder. I'm personally not. But this is a big-time play here in Coinbase. I'm curious if MicroStrategy has reacted to this anyway. I know that's not necessarily the best sympathy play, but we'll take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, it got a nice pop. So shout out to, I guess, Michael Saylor on that one. But Robinhood and Coinbase are most definitely the plays on that catalyst there. All
right, I'm really happy with this trade here. Joseph, GALT continues to take out new highs. It's a 310 high. We initially got in at 285. Scalp, scalp, scalp. Add at 3. Scalp, scalp, scalp. So we're taking some now. I'm waiting at 14s now. We've still got shares on. So we're still packing my patience over here for a bigger move up. Jameson is saying VOYG's going ham. When Jameson calls it out, we look at it. So let's take a look at VOYG, see what's afoot. This one's been moving the last few days. Jameson hasn't not. Let's flip to the 15, get a better look of the last few days. So yeah, this one IPO'd back on the 11th, which was Wednesday? The 11th was Wednesday last week, I think. Let me check the calendar. Yeah, Wednesday. So this one really kind of been putting in lower highs and lower lows. Looks like it is, yeah, look, Jameson, it looks like it found a lot of support here at 49.50, which was yesterday's closing print. So if you were smart enough to be able to identify that level and you picked up the money prints off that 49.50 yesterday close, well, you're about a couple of bucks in the money, and we're at one point anyway because it got to 51.47. This isn't really my, my cup of tea, Jameson. It's just not what I trade. But good luck, my man. It's whatever, a week later now since the IPO date. Keep an eye on this one. If it really gets going, we'll give it another look. But I do want to mention, guys, that NINE, shout out to 9 Inch Nails, baby. This one is really going to the high side right now. It's taken out $1. This one concerned me because it was kind of rejecting that dollar. Comes back into 95 pennies. Ex post facto analysis here. You can kind of see 95 pennies was a resistance level, holds as support like a glove. And here we go. We're above that $1.05. We're at $1.05, excuse me. Big move up here for 9 Inch Nails. It's up about 37.5% right now. It's done about almost 31 million shares. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one. I could certainly be interested in picking it up, perhaps off that dollar if it is to drop, but it keeps making newer highs. 106 high now. It's really going. Keep your eye out on NINE if you're into these small cap gappers. I don't know. I have issues trading these very close to $1 or $1 names. What's going on, Robbie? You good? All right, cool. All right, so we're going to keep an eye out on that. And what else we got? It was above it, says Greg Moore. What do you mean? What did I say there? All right, anyway, we're going to Adair.
Keep an eye here on Coinbase and other crypto plays. We do have CryptoCzar David Sachs, speaking of the All In podcast. He's talking here saying that, quote, the crypto bill is very close and the stablecoin bill would create demand for U.S. dollars. Keep an eye on the U.S. dollar and crypto as we have Donald Trump's crypto and AI czar David Sachs touting the bill. Back to you.
I got it. It was okay. Thank you for that. Okay, so it was I got it. It was lyrics from 9 Inch Nails. I was above. Got it. Thank you. I'm kind of slow, guys. I apologize. What is that deal? Huh? Oh, Neil brings up a good question. What about 9 the Rapper, which actually is better because this one's NINE.
Who's 9 the Rapper?
I don't know. But
you don't
Neil
know 9?
Uh-oh.
No.
What you want now?
No.
Fat Beats from a
I know
rhyme.
Tech 9.
Mad Clips from a 9.
You know a Tech 9,
Ill
huh?
Posse and my name up in lights and I-N-E. That's a
Get it, Neil.
dangerous. You don't know 9?
Oh.
Okay, first of all,
9.
if you're a real hip hop fan, then you
Ooh,
know
whoa,
9.
oh, whoa.
Then you know Froggy Frog. Anyways, I'm dating myself here.
Tell them how it is, Neil.
I'm just saying I'm dating myself. That's way back in the day, man. The legit old school rapper. A couple of things here. Hey, while we're here.
Yeah.
AMD is weak, and because I have to do this, I'm holding a mic instead of normally. NVIDIA going into the high of the day. I am long. That's actually not. That is an actual offer up there. I'm long the dip, getting out in front of the high of the day. And wow, Tesla, wow. Unbelievable Tesla. Also, Apple bouncing off VWAP. I'm out of that Apple short because Apple bouncing off the volume-weighted average price. If it goes back up to the top, I might consider a reload. But that one beats it up all day long, and probably a long off of VWAP, I suppose. But I'm glad we're able to get out of that one.
Look at Tesla
As
go.
this market is bouncing, it is all about these crypto names, and I haven't traded a single crypto stock. Okay, that's not true. I got it a circle long way too early. But yeah, go Robinhood, go SoFi, go Tesla, go NVIDIA, go Market, go Bash Brothers.
Oh,
What do you say, go who?
Go Bash Brothers.
Go Bash Brother. Oh, I
Shout
appreciate
us
that
out,
one, man.
man.
What dang.
Appreciate you, Neil.
What dang. Here, pull up. Yeah, you know that track?
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy's amped up today. Look at this guy's Tesla trade.
That's
Okay.
Tech 9 there. What dang. Yeah, big time move here, guys. And this is just the ad here on the position. So Tesla going parabolic. This was the initial entry. Unfortunately, fortunately, we definitely got to catch this whole trend. So I literally have only 2 outs left. So not much left of the position left there. So yeah. Good look here. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's see if we can catch a fill on this one, and then maybe a potential add on that as well too. But we can't really complain about this Tesla trade. This is definitely a good look there. In the ad, I like the ad. So that was a good one. Let's pull up IBIT here momentarily. So yeah, we're posted up, waiting for that fill at 59.70. Good entry right at VWAP. I mentioned that it was a little bit of a chase there, so you start smaller size. Right there at 59.37 is your primary entry, and then therefore you have only about a 10 cents risk or so 20 cents risk, sorry, and then you take that move as high. And then that's what I was referring to. You're either going to get the break of the high day, or you're going to construct a lower high. So let's see what we got going on. Maybe Tesla can. I think it's at some point it's going to be extended. I'm going to pull it up here because I think we just formed an indecision print at these highs here. So just keep an eye out on that. We can get a deeper pullback if you see something that's been that extended and hasn't came back in yet. So we'll pull up Tesla on the lower time frame to see what the 1 minute is telling us if there's a short signal. Okay, so right now it is printing it. Okay, so there you go. Oh, so it's printed. There's the 1 minute volume supporting it. BPA, again, really strong stock. Don't expect too much of a move, but I think that's going to be a potential really, really good short signal on Tesla. Check that one out there. Gorev, I don't know if you want to get involved in the shorts on a strong stock. I think that's one thing. Before I send it back to Sharif, that's one thing that I know. It's super strong. Not shorting it, boom, on to the next one. Simple as that. Now you're not going to give yourself any trouble. That's the thing about these markets. You want to follow the path of least resistance, and you also don't want to be sitting in grinds and sitting in stocks that were like, oh, is it going to break down? Is it going to break down? Where you're just draining your mental capital, all right? But there we go. We caught that 59.70 fill on IBIT as well, too, guys. 2 for 2 on the day. Looking
Bang. Attaboy, bro. Okay. Keeping an eye on this now. I've gotten a couple of new positions. So INHD, we added into this one. So it did lose a 10 exponential. Finding support at the 20. I punched in at the 20. I have another order at VWAP. Going to defend this one into the volume weighted average price, and then we're gone Zeno on that one. So that's what I'm looking at now that I've added more shares after extracting some there. Then obviously, you're going to have to add substantially into this. It's $1. That's really the only way to make money, okay? So what do we got on right now for INHD? So we got 60s on now. That's our cost basis. So let's set up some orders here to extract some profits on the way up, and we'll put like small amounts of shares at every level just so we can wet the beak, so to speak, okay? Oh yeah, there we go. Come on, I haven't been using that as much lately. So we'll litter these ones with some orders there and see whether it wants to find support off that level or not. Now that's a new position number 1. New position number 2. We're long NINE. We're my long at 103. So at 103 right now, I am looking at adding a little bit more into that 102 level. Ultimately, it will have to hold 95 pennies. That's where it found support last time. If it loses it this time, then, well, we lose on this one. So NINE. Long at 103, looking at adding a little bit more at this level over here. Whether or not it comes back down, we'll have to keep an eye out on that one. MRIN, this trade I haven't said much about because it hasn't been doing a whole lot lately, and we don't have really barely any shares left on this, so it's not of concern to me. I've moved up my stop to basically $1.14. We have, I believe, 16s, so we'll risk about 2 pennies for the last remaining amount on NINE. GALT, the other trade that we've got on, still long on this one. It did dip up to 310. We got the fill at 310. Now I'm waiting at 315. So we have top wick for now. Underline that for now. Let's see if we can get do a little bit better with another move up. GALT, it's a multi-day play, running yesterday, running again today. So keep an eye out on that. John, I don't know if you're still in the chat, brother, but I'm keeping an eye on the Russell over here. And it looks like you may have had something because the Russell, you know, about 10 points or 5 points off the top there, looking at maybe giving up that 2140 level. So keep an eye out on that for you. John, he was looking at shorting IWM. Obviously, the Russell is the what's it called? The ETF of the IWM. We're going to send you off to Adara. She's going to do happening now, and then Neil is going to be back with you guys for his lesson of the day.
Here's the Nasdaq dropping right now, not finding any specific news on this drop. We have more comments coming from Iran. Apparently, the Iranian foreign minister is telling Al Jazeera that they did not send any negotiating delegation to Oman. Previously, we had Iran denying Donald Trump's claims that they wanted to come to the White House to negotiate. So keep an eye here on the Nasdaq, a little bit of a drop. One stock that's not dropping, though, guys, ahead of the key FOMC decision at 2 p.m. is Coinbase. Coinbase having a little bit of trouble with 280, but really strong, announcing that Coinbase Derivatives has partnered with Nodal Clear to do some USDC integration. Also, keep an eye on AMD here. I'm seeing some reports that CEO Lisa Su said that the AI chip market is expected to be worth $500 billion by 2028. Last but not least, here, SYMB, another move like Coinbase, here parabolic to the upside. No catalyst, but lots of social media attention and a 40% short float. We'll send you back to Neil. Make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, Neil and his lesson of the day. Take it away.
Dara, I want to make sure you separate the wheat from the chaff when you guys are trading. I was just talking to one of the campus managers back there, and he was talking about managing multiple trades, managing multiple entries. And one thing I like to say is don't try to trade your net. Try to go apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and move on to the next. Because he was trading a little bit of Europe, he was trading a little bit of Circle, and I think it's when you're trading things that are vastly different, it's more important. But also understand that there's different types of setups in the world. And so all I'm gonna get into is go over Apple because I think it's a good lesson teacher today. And it's one of those stocks, and I'm going to get to it's actually bouncing here off of the volume weighted average price. But that leads me to what we were mentioning before, guys. Try to understand that when you are looking at it's all one stock. But when you are looking at separate setups, you have got to treat them as such and in kind. Like there is one thing shorting the bottom end of the range for it to fall through, right? Like this is underneath the lows, you're looking for a breakdown, you're trading the end of the range, there's the bounce. But when that's gone, if you still like the short, you've now failed the bottom, where do you like it again and wait for that price? Okay, I like it off of this close. You'll see me this prior low, this close, I'm zooming out all the way so I can find these. When it breaks, get out. Now, if you still like it and I want to be stubborn about it, then I'm stubborn at the next level up, which just comes down to, and it's hard to see on a 3-minute, but it's not hard to see. It's easy to see on a 3-minute. You can find it on the 15. Pre-market doesn't matter, but the prior day early support, and this is where it flushed and caught a lot of steam right around the 197.5. It never got to 198.5. But if I'm looking for sellers at those levels, that's what I got to do. It also pulled back into double barrel action, pre-market high, and VWAP for an obvious out. So I've got to understand that it doesn't matter whether this worked, and it doesn't matter whether you got rinsed here. If the next, and I even got stopped out at the high before jumping into that trend reversal, it doesn't matter. You've got to take the next trade. And if it does give you that VWAP retracement, great, that's all it is, and jump on over to it, as long as that is the setup you like. Here's the thing, not every trade is going to be as simple as stock is down, stock breaks down under your level, shorted under your level, and then that's just not how it's going to always work out. Now, in this particular case, this would be an example of ACB where it's just the same thing twice. There's nothing complicated about it. This is completely apples to apples. I do the same thing here that I'm going to do here and rinse and repeat. There will be situations like Apple where you've just got to line it up, understand, okay, now this is a different trade at a different price under different circumstances, make that trade and move on to the next. The other thing I want to go into when talking about this is you got to sometimes you're going to take some bad beats. And bad beats aren't always losing trades. Sometimes a bad beat is being out of a move too early or having a bad stop out. Like I was in too long. I actually did have, it's unfortunate because when I took the breakout trade, I did stop out on Circle. But to the point of there is the next trade, you can't anchor yourself to, well, I like Circle down here at 155, therefore I'm not taking 165 break. Because if you just zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out to a 15-minute, like these IPOs recently, if it breaks out a high, they just continue flying. If you anchor yourself to the original trade, which was like $10 before, then, well, who wants to go long 165 when they were out of a 155? Really, it's just a different setup on the same stock. And if you're only thinking about the stock and what you're doing on that stock instead of the trade, you can trick yourself into not taking something like this. Whether you do, whether you don't, I don't know that I would have regardless. It's just make sure you are trading setups. Do not ignore something just because you either won or lost or got out early and you don't want to buy higher on a long or vice versa if you were short, because these are all independent. You know, a consolidation trade breakout here is different from a breakout on the 15-minute, is different from a dip buy in the 15-minute. They're all different setups. And you've got to treat them as such when you are trading. I just see also in the chat people talking about Corey, I'm assuming, is doing something like Circle, which is ripping face off. Good luck to anyone that's still in this one. 18% to the upside. The stable coin news has been an absolutely beast. It's not just Coinbase going. This whole group is going. Robinhood, Go. Yeah, it's bullish. Maybe not for Bitcoin, but certainly bullish for all these names. Yikes, Visa. Yikes, MasterCard. But your lesson of the day, apples to apples. Trade the setup. Don't worry about what's gone on before and after the stock. Trade what is right there in front of you and stay focused, everybody.
Keep an eye here on UBER. This one dropping aggressively. Bloomberg reporting that Waymo is seeking to get a permit in NYC to text their robotaxis with human supervision. The company actually also posted to this effect. So this is actually confirmed by Waymo, looking like they're going to be applying, or they have applied, for an NYC taxi permit. Keep an eye on UBER and LYFT, as well as maybe TSLA. Back to you.
Headwinds for your boy Uber today. All of a sudden, Waymo is eating everybody's market share. They're losing their case out in NYC. Tough look for your friend Uber today. Where's Ob when you need him? Is he? Oh, there he is. He's got the headphones on. Shout out to the Ob. He is the one, Kenoba. So Adara bringing us this story a moments ago, guys. Uber, big boy flush to the downside. Assassino 8648 HOD. All hell broke loose to the downside, 82.33. The short is on right now for UBER, Joseph, now turning negative to the tune of 2.5%. So a bit of a tougher look there, man. Dude, like I was looking a little bit into this whole moat and business model. Their margins have been crap. Yeah. They have not been growing. And let's just call it as it is. Yeah. The drivers are costing them too much money. Yeah. It's as heartless as that sounds, because there's a lot of people employed that actually use this to supplement their income. Yep. The drivers really are what's holding Uber back. You can only imagine what happens when AV becomes their main moat, and they can kind of cut that out.
That's the operating margins go through the roof. And it took Uber a while to turn a profit as well.
Years, dude.
Very, very long time. for it to turn a profit. So very interesting stuff. And yeah, I mean, think about it. So we seen Uber come in and just absolutely destroy the taxi industry. Boom, gone.
Remember that video we showed?
Yeah, exactly.
There's Uber. Starts chasing, holding on to the door. Oh, where's that
like,
video?
what was your intentions there? Like, what were you planning on doing? But again, can this do this to Uber? The AV come in and then boom, it's like, okay, we don't need drivers anymore. We're just gonna go.
It's quite heartless,
or maybe you
obviously.
just, now you'd have to register your car. But again, it would just eliminate a lot of jobs right there. But Katina, man, check out this Tesla here, brother. Nice.
Oh.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom. He's coming in, bro.
Hey,
He's coming in
Tesla?
fast.
There we go. Bang.
Katina man wants
go.
he's
Tesla.
got words.
Tesla.
So I just got back.
Oh.
Sharif happened.
You're
What's that?
muted, Katina man. Yep, now you're good to go.
not.
Okay, I don't know what they were saying.
Maybe I was not muted, but they turned the mic on now. No, I come back and Sharif tells me that my guy over here, Joey Options, a.k.a. Joey Miami, a.k.a. Joey Stud Muffin, all these kind of things over here, is talking about these beers. Look, my guy. I mean, we go right now. Let's just let Neil do the midday show. We'll go take some.
Wow.
Let's go. I mean, we go right now.
there,
Let Neil finish his food. We'll go right now. We'll bring Ramin. We'll do a little social media action.
Ram do?
We'll bring.
No, we're gonna go to a bar right now. You come with us. We take the videos.
There we go.
You know, we have some beers right now.
Right.
I'm not running away from this. It was a win-win bet for me.
Katina man, he
I
waited
get to
until
spend-
you left, bro.
I get
And
to
then he
spend time-
started dropping the hotline.
I get to spend time with my guy.
Yeah.
Right there. And I've been talking about that the whole time. I was excited to have this.
It's really a win-win.
So I ain't no draft dodger over here, man. You know, I'm trying to.
Hey, man. I always said
The Katina man's
real
dropping
sees real,
fire,
brother.
bro.
Real sees real, brother. I
All right.
made those bets from day one.
All right.
And
Whenever you're ready.
No doubt in my mind. There. Good
Sometimes
stuff.
I like to walk into a room and just drop a bomb and then walk
just stir
away.
the pot.
And then just watch as it all unfolds.
This is pot stir Sharif. That's what we're gonna call this guy. Katina man, you see this Tesla trade or what, brother? Bang.
Look, Katina man, look at that, brother. That's not a bad looker there, huh?
That's what we want to see.
Oh.
Spin it. Money.
Got the money spin by the man
BTS.
himself, bro.
We're going to Bar Volo across the street. Sorry, Sharif. We'll be back.
Oh, wow, really, eh? I'm just going to do the show on my own now? That's how it is.
done.
You're going to go to the bar after the club, you're going to the bar the bar during the show,
Yeah, I gotta
after the show, now you're going
Not a
to
bar
during the show.
Got to chill out, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
hit
yeah,
the gym
yeah.
and stuff.
Absolutely. And we got a sesh tomorrow, man.
Yeah,
We're
you're
going to
come
smash it
by
at
down on the
10K.
lake. Yeah.
There you
pull
go.
up and then
There you go.
Bust out at 10K. It's going to be nice and hot, too. Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not, to be honest with you. I hate the humidity.
What I was telling him yesterday, so I was outside tanning on my balcony. Yeah, tanning, right?
There you go.
I guess I
Tan-
do in
tan
Miami.
laundry.
But anyways, I'm sitting on my phone. Thing goes nuts. Like moisture got into it. So then I'm like, okay, I got to go outside and run. So I had to just do that 10K run with no music the whole time, just me, myself, and my thoughts. And I'm like, man, no wonder that was so hard because I didn't get big tracks to pump me up in the heart of it.
No, that would be tough for me straight up. Like I would not. But can I tell you something? Sometimes I zone out completely. On the run, dude, like my mind wanders every which way.
I'm scenarios,
know?
like I'm here fight scenarios. Like, I'm like in the 12th round here. I gotta push it.
I like that. Whatever works for you, dog.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Here's the deal. Let's talk about the trades that we've got on. Fabian is doing an experiment right now with the layout. So it's not going to show our positions on the board for just a little bit, but we will tell you guys exactly what we're involved in. Now, here's the deal. I'm in 9-inch nails over here. I added into the 20 exponential retracement. It showed me on a prior retracement, namely this one, that it held the 20. Boom, we get to fill out 101. Let's go ahead and set up at 103 now. And then we're also going to set up at 104, okay? So we've already layered the orders. Let's see if this one wants to work back up into that 106. Shout out to NINE. Popping back into 102. Let's see if we can get something as well. Since we got shares on this one, we can wait at 103 as well. So we're going to wait at 103, extract some profits, come what may. So that's the first one. INHD, I have no idea what this thing is doing. It hasn't moved in 10 minutes. It's been sideways for 10 minutes. That concerns me, okay? I added nicely on the bottom wick over here at 58. We got printed up here at 63.5 on the mid print, but that's 2 5-minute candles that have closed yellow on my side chart. What does yellow mean? It means that the opening price and the closing price of the candle was the same. That's not a glowing endorsement for a long. So I am concerned about INHD, even though it's holding up above the 10. It's positive on the day, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the story. It is of concern to me, okay? GALT, we didn't have much left on this one, so we got stopped out as it came back down. Now, I did have a dip trade on this one at the volume weighted average price, which didn't fill, and it's no longer valid, so we're gonna take that bad boy off. GALT, so that's the other one we're involved in. So I'm in 3 positions currently. INHD, long at 160. MRIN, long at 116. There's not much left on MRIN. And then 9-inch nails, NNE, I'm long at $1 exactly. Let's see exactly how that one's doing, because that one I have the most share. Actually, between INHD and NINE are basically the most shares between the two. So we'll see if we can get the print at 103, and then we're waiting at 104s, et cetera, et cetera. The high of the day is 106. So let's digress from those ones for a second and talk about some other ones that I haven't traded nor mentioned in a while. The one that I'm really keeping my eye on here, and that I'm kind of happy I didn't get into, was HOVR. So I perceived this one to be holding at the 10, and it started putting all these lower highs, right, which kind of concerned me. But then I was like, okay, well, that's just a bull pennant, right? We get that breakout off VWAP at around $2. We go up to 228, and now we're doing a compression pattern. Well, it was nice that I didn't get into it, because it broke down into the 20, and it's still, even though it found support at the 20, it's still putting in lower highs. So I think the selling on HOVR, possibly not done. I'm a buyer at 205 because I've mentioned this one's really been respecting VWAP on the day. So 205, I'm a buyer of HOVR, but until then, staying clear. Joseph, what do you got on your side?
Yeah, good look there, Sharif. So I'm all out of IBIT. It came back to my break even. We took 66% off, and then we just got stopped out the remaining 33% there as it headed towards the volume weighted average price. So maybe you'll get a continuation. But coin is just doing different things right now. This thing has not looked back. 258, now trading up to 284. Insane move here that we're seeing displayed on coin. Don't be looking to short this just yet, or even, a matter of fact, anytime today, because now you've broken through some key resistance zones. Look at this massive engulfing candle right here, guys. So that is a big-time move. Look for a continuation. I know there has to be a leveraged ETF for this thing. Put it in the chat, and we'll maybe look to start trading that thing as well come Friday, because tomorrow is a holiday. Let's look for the continuation on this stablecoin news, because this is big-time stuff. So, yeah, really good look there on Coinbase. And then also, I just mentioned that we were all out of IBIT, and then now let's pull up Tesla, as I only have literally a fraction of a % left here. But yeah, a nice trend, a nice whole trend throughout the day, and I've been kind of longing for this for the past couple of sessions. So yeah, good look there. Ooh, we got a $2 super chat there from Joshua G. Mallory. Thank you very much. Lee Mallory.
Thank you very much.
Blink going parabolic soon. All right, let's take a look at Blink 182.
Blink charging?
Blink 182, yeah, Blink 182.
What has that piece of crap been doing, bro? It's sub $1 last time I looked at it. Yeah, 97 pennies. Yeah.
I can't even pull it up there. Oh, it's just BL.
Yeah. BLNK.
BLNK.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, maybe it's charging, but Blink 182. Let's see what's going on. It's a prolonged charge, that's for sure, Sharif. Can it go parabolic? I mean, absolutely, but I think that's more Sharif's world there, for sure. On Coinbase, yeah, that's all I got going on right now. Tesla, we're gonna just allow this trade to cook up. Bitcoin's starting to come back in now, south of the volume weighted average price. Happy to get out of that one. Maybe look for a continuation, but it's unfortunate that we're not that strong. And the one thing that I want to note is that I don't want Bitcoin to go back into a couple-month consolidation.
Get it, Adara.
Considering the move that we've had coming off of these lows. I mean, it is outpacing the overall market, but we don't want to compare it to that. We want it to be its own entity. So 37% off of those lows to where we're currently trading. There was a false break and the attempt of the high right there, and I'm kind of caught in that. So I have some contracts. If we get out around that end, then that's fine. I'll just look to hop back in. Or because I have a lot of risk, maybe we'll just add and then maybe we'll get that move there. But I don't want to DCA too much into my swing trades, considering I do have a solid cost basis, just the shares. That's what's going to allow me to do so, but I don't want to chew up too much of that profit because I am still sitting on a nice little bit of unrealized there. Sure.
I like that. Sitting on unrealized is good. All right, guys, still keeping an eye. By the way, guys, sorry about the position board, as I mentioned earlier, because I think Nimrod was asking. Fabian, the Chile Nightmare, of course, as you guys lovingly know him, is doing some testing right now on the new screen. So for the moment, we do have the position board out of order, but feel free to ask Joseph or I about our positions. Just I'll reiterate it for you right now. The one you have on your screen, NINE, I'm long at $1. Looking at taking out the top, the high of the day, 106. It's been quite respectful of the moving averages as well as the trend. So I'm going to keep my eye on that one. Also, MRIN, this one did dip into VWAP. I barely have anything left on MRIN. So I'm thinking about possibly adding here at the $1.13, but I'll kind of debate that while I take care of some business over here. All right, guys, Prop X. Level up your trading game with Prop XP. Up to 1 to 200 leverage and static drawdown. Scroll the site and pick your challenge at propx.com. Trade directly on our platform. Sign up, try it for free, and start your trading journey today. You get to enjoy rapid payouts and real human support, not these bots, guys. It's rated 4.6 stars on Trustpilot, trusted by traders worldwide. Right now, guys, right now, like immediately, get 50% off with code TraderTV, one word, TraderTV. The link is in the description. So be the trader, get funded, and join PropX today. Prop XP, baby. Your edge starts here. Visit propxp.com. Get it, Adara. All right, so we're going to keep an eye out on that. And yeah, I don't really have any updates on any of my positions. Joseph, what are you looking at over there?
Yeah. So Antony, yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to display this right now. He just DM'd me. This is what you like to see rolling into a nice little break here. So way to work, way to take those trades. Trading coin there, contracts. I don't know what this is here, but they have really, really good look and way to execute there. So I'm putting on a big day, a nice 4-figure day there. Send me that. So way to work, way to work, way to work. So yeah, all right. Katina man, just send me thing. Let me check something. Let me see what he said. Check it. And what do we got from Katina man? Ooh, okay. All right. I know Katina man's a sandwich man. This is what we got going on here. This is what's for lunch.
Yeah, I was gonna take it from him. I was gonna say but the poor dude, he just came back in. You know, he's famished. He smashed some swimming. That looks fantastic though, bro. You went for a walk. How was the 100% humidity?
Pretty humid, but I came back because I got the warning that there was some rain squalls.
Yeah.
Squalls.
There's rain squalls in the forecast today for Toronto. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it's really going to come down.
Yeah,
Did you hear about this? Yeah.
Well, I figured yesterday was relatively humid as well, and then this morning I'm like,
it's got to settle.
But I'm telling you guys, this is where I thrive as a human being. Like for me, this is my element. Nice and hot, sitting in the shade. You know what it is though? I think I built a tolerance over the years from just running so much in the summer, and then obviously your body temperature is always elevated. Yeah. So when I'm in just like the regular, I'm like, I'm just like, I feel real good, man. This is like.
Can I say to you, dude?
Yeah.
CrossFit back in the day when we I only did CrossFit for a couple of years, like 15 to 17, but we had to run outside, and then you go inside the box, like the gym. Yeah. There's no air conditioning. They got the fan, which is, and then 100% humidity inside.
Leaking.
It's not for me, bro.
Yeah,
I like that air conditioning.
Oh, man.
You know? Oh, bro.
I don't like the aircon, man. I'm not. I know the our guys over. That's what they call it over across the pond, right? The aircon.
Aircon, yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not an aircon guy. I'm just like.
Yesterday?
Did you?
Katina man just turned it on back in.
I wish that was
there.
I wish that was my my lifestyle. Unfortunately, I have to sleep with the AC on, but for me, I would
Unfortunately?
Yeah.
Wow,
Because it's just me. Dude, you fall asleep, nice and hot out, on top of the blankets, your body temperature cools down as you fall asleep, and then all you got to do is when you wake up, just put the sheet over you, and then you're content, man.
Why can't you just put the air conditioner on with the sheet?
I don't want the artificial air coming in on me and stuff
Artificial,
like that.
Bro. What do you think they got it from, like Mars, man?
Yeah,
like, what's going on? I would love it. I love it. You just don't like the cold.
No, I don't at all, man.
Jacques, I can smell the gym from here. Oh, baby. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Anyway, so we're going to keep an eye out on INHD. I did not get the ad. That's so frustrating. I was waiting at VWAP. It comes in till 55. I'm waiting at 54. We don't get the print. That's okay. We'll look to do a little bit better next time. Now I'm seeing HOVR call my name. All right, so it might be time to punch long on my friend HOVR if I can find it. I don't know why I can't find it. Where is it at? All right, so we're just going to take off CGLT. We're going to pay HOVR. I think this might be the long right now that I've been looking for. It looks like there is a bit of selling here, but it does have support off the 20. What I'm going to wait for is a 20. I'm going to wait for that 20 penny area to get taken on HOVR. I think I haven't seen enough higher highs. I've seen the higher lows, but just not the higher highs. I don't mind getting a worse price as long as I can kind of feel that I'm getting in at the right area. NINE has a substantial hidden seller, an iceberg order as we call it, right at that 102. Okay, we've been far above 102 on the day. We've been all the way up into 106, but that is now 20 minutes of rejecting that 102 level. So something's afoot here. Now it's above the 10, it's above the 20, it's above the dollar, but that seller at $1.02 we can't shake. And I don't know how many shares they have on the other side there because it likely is a hidden order. You see, not even one gateway has three-digit lots printed right there. So certainly a hidden seller. All right, HOVR, you made me look so stupid. Wait for the 20 penny area to get taken out. Okay, Sharif. Well, it just got taken out and you're not involved with it now. So here we go. We're going to get in small share size over here on my friend HOVR. Let's see if we can weasel all the way up back into 228. I will add into the 20. So let's go ahead and pitch some orders at 22 as it zigs and zags. Joseph, what do you got on your side, my man?
All right, guys. We got a behind-the-scenes look at Trade the Pool. Dashboard tracks your progress in real time. Live stats, profits, and more. You can break down every trade, see your entry, exit, and how it's played out on the chart. Check the certificates page for your full summary, achievements, and payouts. In this clip, that's Michael T. He's already earned over $75,000 in total payouts. Trade the Pool gives you tools and the capital to go further. Ready to level up? Visit tradethepool.com. Scan that QR code on the screen. So yeah, go check out Trade the Pool. Some big time payouts. Yeah, I'm still in Tesla, John. I'm just going to be sitting in this one here. I wouldn't necessarily go through that. I mean, I could pull up my notes and you're going to see the past couple days. On 2 days ago, I believe it. Yeah, so Monday, bad day on Tesla. Like I just over traded it looking for this move. Yesterday, cooled it off a little bit, took a couple attempts, got a small move, but today this was the move that I was looking for, and I just tried to take advantage of it to the best that I can. But I wouldn't go that far whatsoever. I just out here trying to trade, and I'm no whisperer of these markets. So yeah, that's just how I rock and roll. Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing, right? This trade is over. This trade is over. It essentially means nothing now. What's going to happen Friday? Like, what's the game plan Friday? You got to be forward looking. It essentially doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It's all about today and looking forward. So that's what I got going on. It is a nice trade. Going to obviously document this one as we do all our trades, regardless if it's red or green, and just look to try to get a little bit better. That's all.
All right, guys, I'm keeping an eye here on KWE. I'm assuming, Tisha, that's what you were saying nasty about there. I saw you saying nasty in the chat, and I'm assuming it's this KWE halted to the downside after making a new high. The bamboozlement on these small cap gappers will be frequent. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious, and it's going to be very frustrating because it doesn't take that much money, relatively speaking, of course, to move these names. So you're going to get irregular, kind of sometimes, let's just call a spade, deceptive price action where you see that extra high or that new high, made. Then all of a sudden, like on KWE over here, all hell breaks loose to the downside and you're like at $2 from where you were just a second ago. So it is quite frustrating with some of these, but KWE halted to the downside. It's still at 85%. I won't be trading this because it feels to me anyway, like where it found support initially at the 20 exponential moving average, it then started using it as resistance. Like, look at this. Look how many candles from 10:30 all the way to 11:20. So almost an hour of using the 20, the yellow line, as support. Then it drops below it, and then it starts using the 20 as resistance. That's not my move. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a move up, not down. All right, guys, Orgenics, baby. Each year, 3.8 million concussions sadly are reported in the United States, yet there is still no FDA-approved treatment. The New York Stock Exchange listed Orgenics, ticker OGEN, is changing that with its first in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. with the concussion treatment market projected to reach about $8.9 billion by 2027. Orgenix is uniquely positioned to lead the way. If you're interested, learn more and schedule a meeting today. Orgenix, guys. Good look there. And we had Brett Favre come on not that long ago. I think, like, what was it, a couple of months ago, Katina, man? Something like that?
Oh, I was in, it was in February. Because I was,
February.
that's when I went to.
I remember, yeah, you were in Dallas. No. Oh, you weren't in
It was
Dallas?
February 20th. I was sick that day, and the Valentine's was the Friday the week before.
I just love it. I absolutely love it, bro. There's got to be a way I can make money off Adara's memory, man. Like, there's just, Adara, that's next level stuff.
You could pull a Rain Man and try to take me to casinos, but I don't do the card counting. I just have the memory.
Adara, hold on. Don't slam the door. Have you ever tried counting cards? Because you're good at math as well.
I've never tried counting cards, truthfully. I don't know if I understand counting cards enough to try it, but maybe if I looked more into it.
The movie, I'll suggest a movie to you, 21.
Oh, 21,
it's actually
21.
It's a good movie. 21, 21,
Yes,
21.
I will check that out.
To the upside. Whether the markets are moving to the upside or the downside, tradertv.live is always on trend. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe to join us every single day the markets are open.
Damn.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you very much, Adara. Let's go! As the position board says there. Joseph Wilson, what are you looking at?
Yeah. So yeah, T for Tiger. I'm just riding some, right, just to make it somewhat interesting. We happen to just catch the top here, but a really nice indecision print. That was picture perfect. If you wanted to flip the bias, this is where you get short on that definitive signal. We could have done that, but I mean, we're just rocking and rolling right now. If it comes back to my break even, then no worries about that. It'll just take me out of the remaining of my 0.5% that I just got rolling for some fun. But yeah, a really good look there on Tesla. Trend line is holding on Bitcoin, sweeping. So yeah. Way to point that out. You can see we got a couple here. So starting to form that wedge. If we bounce around within this range, I'm going to be patient and wait for a potential breakout here, all right? So you can maybe get a specific direction. We get a massive volume spike, and then, oh, the timer's up. So we get a big-time volume spike, and then we just look to follow that direction. So that's what we got going on. Yeah, I know, hold my beer. I know, I got to stop doing that. You're right.
What happened?
You said stop staring so close to the screen, but for some reason I feel like I have to. I don't know what's going on with the old spectacles there, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's what I got going on. I'm just holding on to this Tesla. We're all out of IBIT. Maybe we get this range trading and then look for an additional breakout here in Bitcoin. Other than that, just gonna be cool like a cucumber. I had just had a couple cucumber slices actually as well too.
Oh.
So yeah, big time move. And yeah, if there's anything that you guys specifically want to go over, just let me know. Put it in the chat. We can do some open interest, and let's actually do that right now on because it is definitely one of the hottest names, and I did have it pulled up before. Before, so there we go. Here he is on Coin. This is this week's expiration cycle, and I mean nothing substantial. We can see we're now north of this. We're north of some of the larger size 65s, 70s as well, to 77 halves there. So a big time move, and what I'm seeing displayed, there's going to be a move up into 300, so you can kind of get that magnet effect with these large areas of open interest. But just look at the gamma as well too, guys. So greatest at it's at the money always. That's how gamma works, and then you can see the deltas as you go lower in strike. That's when it's its greatest. So there you go. The gamma not necessarily affecting the delta here. You can see it's only literally moving a cent at that point, but there you go. Nice look there. Take a look at the Greeks. Make sure you guys have those, and most definitely the open interest. Those are the three that I usually go with. Theta, you can always, if you're just doing your strategy builder, it'll tell you what theta is. So I don't really necessarily care about that. I know decay is there, but so I don't really use that as a metric. It's just delta, OI, and gamma. I think those are things as an options trader that you should always continuously monitor. So there you go.
I'm so confused, man.
What happened?
I don't know. I have a friend who sends me weird messages, and I never understand any of the context. And like, he's such an old friend. Like, I think he's suffering from something.
Oh yeah, it's just random stuff.
Just wild stuff. Anyway, guys, I want to mention Jay Lee's been telling me about Visa all day, and he has the right to, because Visa's been selling off quite aggressively. I've been looking, Jay, as I mentioned to you in the chat, Visa down 3 3/4. The idea here, I think, really is the stable coin bill. I mean, there's really nothing else. I'm keeping an eye on it for any news items that have come in, but it's basically the stable coin bill, which could disrupt Visa. As I mentioned, if you were interested, the compound did basically last Friday or last Thursday, they had a guest on who was pounding the table about Visa and MasterCard. It's not the entire discussion, but his theory is every time a player or players come in to disrupt these credit card kind of issuers and transaction, they own the networks. They seem to do business with them rather than actually disrupt them. So make of that what you will. Adair's got more information for us.
I think context here is important too. Exactly what Sharif said. These initially, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, etc., initially they dropped after we had reports that Amazon and Walmart were looking into stable coins. Then now we have Coinbase entering the stablecoin game as well. So it's really, I think maybe this combined with the fact that we have this now stablecoin bill, the Genius Act, there's just right now seeming to be a lot of threats in this space. So as Sharif mentioned earlier, there are sources like the Compound, for example, where people are still saying that there is a chance for these to come back. They are resilient. Right now, though, not very resilient. And yeah, just my quick take on that. Back to you.
Well, I think that's actually a good assessment of the situation. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we're talking about one act. Right, the Genius Act, it has a different version that still has to be reconciled in the House. It was the Senate today that passed their act, and obviously the Americans know, but if you're not from America, you have to have both houses of the legislative branch pass it before it makes its way onto the president's desk to be signed and put into law. And so apparently the Stable Act, which is the House version of the stablecoin bill, there are some key differences. So they're going to have to reconcile that. Obviously, they do these negotiations between the upper and the lower house. And the article that I was reading today, and take what you will of this article, they were saying it could get pushed back by basically towards the end of the year. So Q4 of 25, whether you believe that or not, that's entirely up to you. But that's just the information that I have. Pass it along. You can make your decisions as you like. And we'll do that on the news starting soon, maybe in like the next 15, 20 minutes. I'll get a little bit more into it.
For sure, for sure. Like that, look, guys, I'm back into some Bitcoin. Position board, we're working on some things with that one. So we'll just keep you guys constantly updated in what we're going on. I'm back into some Bitcoin off of these trends. So you can see that we're holding this, constructing these higher lows, but we are forming lower highs as well too. So just keep that in mind. Looking for this towards the the top end of this range. If it cracks the low, so that would put me right around 59.29. Then I'll just hop into that position. No sweat that one. No sweat whatsoever. But just kind of playing the technicals here. So keep an eye out on that. Sitting in this Tesla trade, I mean, it has been such a nice short. This was a picture perfect. We'll go over INVZ momentarily, but let's talk about Tesla. This is a picture perfect short signal on the 1 minute. That's why I zoom in and trade on this. So there's a really good opportunity to get short, especially after the run that we've seen. So you can see boom, 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 big time move up here. Consolidation, and then you take that second leg higher, so you're now extended. Also, what is that correlated with? Oh, our 330 high levels of open interest. What is our high of this right there? 329.40, and then you can say, we're not holding on to this anymore. Boom, defense step in, hedges, as Neil likes to call them. Boom, boom, boom. Takes the stock all the way back down towards the volume weighted average price. And I don't know if you're going to call it Sharif. What do you think?
Sir.
Shoulder, head, shoulder.
Yeah, one thing I've really come to notice, Joseph, is that the head and shoulder pattern can have a zillion different variations. A huge right shoulder, a minuscule left shoulder, or any variation thereof. So, yeah, basically all I look for now, one defined peak on the left, a larger, much bigger middle peak, and then whatever kind of peak I can find on either left or right side. And then a breakdown of what I can see as a neckline. Now, the issue is with the neckline, sometimes it's sloping upwards, sometimes it's horizontal, sometimes it's sloping downwards. None of them are, there's no cookie-cutter version.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
fair enough. Totally agree with you on that one. So good look there from Sharif on that one. So right at the neckline, guys, bouncing off of VWAP. Nice little move here that we caught there. But then that short signal is a really nice one too. Unfortunately, you can't, no Ash, you can't catch them all, unfortunately. But yeah, So no one caught that one. I guess people in the chat will catch my Pokemon reference,
Like,
but
yeah, it's the worst.
but yeah, hold on one second, Treat, before I send it back to you.
Baby.
We're back in this IBIT trade, guys. So we got a nice pop towards VWAP. Now we're starting to reject the Katina Man short. Let's see what we got going on. I'm about to get stopped out here. I'm actually just going to cut it right now. So I'm at a Tesla out of my last final bit there at the break even, essentially. Let's see if we can get this move in Bitcoin. 59.30, that's my stop. I'm out. AC Slater, what do you got?
Yeah, man. Jay, I'm continuing to watch Visa sell off here, Jay. I mean, good call on you, Jay. Every time this Visa, I'm going to show it on the chart. Excuse me, I don't have it. Every time it touches the 10 EMA, Jay, it's dropping. Look at that ugly ass topping tail candle going right into the 10 EMA there, dropping down $4 off the topping tail candle. It's now down 4.5%. The low of the day, Jay, 340.11. I don't know. I think we lose 340. Let's do some TA though, man. Let's go to the daily. See exactly where Visa's at. Oh well, we only just put in all-time highs on the 11th. Of June. That is all-time highs for Visa, so there is room to move. Now, alas, let's do our job. The 200 exponential moving average is at 326. We're at 341. Now, last time, this is Liberation Day, mind you, okay? So it's kind of like, who remembers Black Monday from last August, right? Yeah, right, oh boy, and Joseph's hitting the bangs. What I mean to say is you have these outlying days that breach key areas of technical support. So I don't like to put too much stock into the breach of the 200 over here, especially because it reclaimed the 200 quick as you like. And we've often talked about this. There's the 3% rule, there's the 3-day rule, or the 3-period rule, I should say. What that basically entails is if you break either to the top side or the downside, a key technical level, for example, the 200 MA, you need to kind of confirm that by having it close below that level for 3 days in a row. Or if you're charting on the daily, if you're charting on the weekly, 3 weeks in a row. If you're charting on the 4-hour, 3 4-hour candles in a row. I mean, that's not a hard and fast rule. It's one of the rules that John J. Murphy talks about in his book, Technical Analysis of the Financial Market. So thought I'd pass that on. In any event, we just printed all-time highs. So, I don't think, we should be looking to leverage the home and short Visa quite yet, but that's just my opinion. Okay, let's keep an eye out on that. HOVR continues to put higher highs and higher lows. I'm kind of disappointed with the fact that I didn't get that ad. I tried to get the ad and I insisted on the price and it didn't have me. So now we're without the ad. But we've got shares on anyway, not that much. On this one, we'll look to take out some profits, possibly in the 30s. Somebody was asking me what my target was on HOVR. I never really have a target with these small cap gappers because, they just kind of do their own thing. There's really no major areas of technical resistance or support, at least for most of them. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. And where I see possibly a signal that things may be turning, that's when I'll flatten out. But I'll usually wet the beak along the way into the highs there. So that's what I'm thinking about on HOVR. We just got our first print there. Let's see if we can get one at 26 as well. Let's zoom back over, though, to MRIN, my oldest trade. I still haven't been pushed out of this one. I've really got nothing on this one, to be quite honest with you. I'm likely going to flatten out here because I'm seeing way too many lower highs and a defensive VWAP, which to me is a possible flat bottom break, whether that manifests or not. We'll have to wait and see. I'm also keeping an eye, obviously, on NINE. I've been building my positions south of 1. There is still that seller of note at 102. We can't shake them. I only got one measly print at 102. So whatever reason, the selling is coming in at $1.02. We're still above, these key technical areas. I don't know how to feel about this one. We'll pack our patience. INHD, been involved in this one for a while. We got shares on both NINE and INHD. So if we get an explosive move up on either of them, it'll be a good day. Let's pack our patience. NINE and INHD, my two biggest positions right now in terms of how much shares I have. And then last but not least, Joseph, yeah, well, that's it. I went through all of them right there. Yeah. Last but not least, sorry, KW continuing to bleed to the downside.
Good look there. We got a $10 super chat from our guy, Joshua Dixon. Missed SPY calls this morning, so I bought puts based on stalled momentum, overbought studies, and possible downward movement due to FOMC later. Cashed out 4-digit day, learning not to force Cheers. Love hearing that.
That's,
Good.
I love
Yeah.
hearing that last part.
Yeah.
Learning not to force.
Oh, I
cheers.
thought you were going to say
love
cheers
that.
just in general.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that either.
Yeah. No, yeah, really good look. Way not to force, especially when you're trading options. So, yeah, really, really good look. Glad that you made some cash on that one as well, too. The SPY puts. You see, we knocked on the door of 601, and then now we're right up back at 599. Let's pull up actually the SPY option chain to see what we got going on the SPY. And see, we're gonna go to this week's expiration cycle. We don't want none of this zero DTA noise, DTE noise. So okay. Oh wow. Oh my days.
What happened, man?
That's insane. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna show you guys right now. Look at the size right here, Sharif.
Hold on. What are we looking at for
The
what
open
is this
interest.
first?
The open interest.
Of what? SPY. Okay.
SPY. Yeah. SPY.
102.
102,000. That's a lot of cash there. Times that by 100, right? Because 1 contract per share.
Right.
But then look at all the size relative to compared to that 600 strike.
They're all small.
Very,
They're
very
all
small. So this is telling you something. Watch out. And Neil and I were talking. I said, watch out. Come tomorrow morning's open and watch the volume coming in the likes of Apple, SPY, NVDA, the heavily traded options contracts. And let's take a look at SPY's chart as well too. So massive call wall there. Where do we get to? 601.28, and then we start to pull back. I'm going to be continuously looking for some rejections. One thing to note, that is quite a bit of size. I don't think I've seen that large of a size personally that I can recall on SPY in a single expiration week. So one thing to note, we're going to have FOMC at 2 o'clock. So watch out for that volatility, all right? So that volatility and that momentum can most definitely bring you through that specific area if it goes in that direction. Or you might get that extremely aggressive move down. But now come tomorrow morning's open, just watch the volume. Watch the volume on Apple, Microsoft, NVDA, the Qs, and SPY, and you're going to be like, that is going to be an insane amount, and that's what happens during triple witching there. So get it, Joe.
Come on.
This guy's sending nuggets.
I'm trying it, Fabian. I'm trying the dynamic text sender thing. Oh, okay, got it. I thought he sent me to try. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Trying to get Joe there. My bad.
Yeah, so Joshua Dixon, way to go. Hopefully you identified those levels as well too, because it's extremely interesting. But one thing to note, I want to pull up NVDA to see if that size has grown at 145. If it's north of 150, oh my days. All right,
What happened, Joe?
145 throughout the week, guys. We can pull up my X account, by the way. Go check your boy out at TraderTV Joseph. I post open interest, high levels of open interest on certain underlying assets. When I see something like this, these call walls, this is what I'll show and I'll post up there. This is some big time size at 145, and it's grown throughout the week.
Katina, man.
It's grown throughout the past couple of weeks, okay? So this is a big time. It was 97 Monday, 119 Tuesday, and then now here on Wednesday, we're almost at 130,000 open contracts. But what's even more substantial is the 150 is now at 200,000 current open contracts right now. That is some big time open interest there, guys. Keep an eye out on NVDA and see what it's brought to us. It's put on a monster run here today. Let's actually pull up this chart here to see what we got going on from a liquidity issue standpoint, because there's going to be no liquidity issues whatsoever. Yeah, there you go. The breaking news. Get it, Adara. There we go. Chart options not available for daily bars. Thanks for the. No, we don't want this here. So yeah, we can update that now. Sharif's just this guy's having a great time over there. He's got.
This is fantastic, man. Fabian has just been making all these programs, and that's basically what he's been doing lately, man.
Way to go.
And it's amazing. I'm just showing you some of them. Eh? Yeah, well, because we don't have to do it manually anymore. So what he's making for us, sorry, go ahead, Joe. I don't want to interrupt your
No. Okay, so I want to hear what you guys have got going on. So this is the 150 call here on NVDA expiring this week. Very interesting stuff, all right? So just keep an eye out on that. Those are almost expiring worthless, but something can happen. I'm not saying it's going to, but just be cautious on what's going to happen this afternoon and come tomorrow morning. But I want to hear what Fabian and Sharif got going on. Really? Come back to your spot there, Faye, over here, brother.
Okay. So, yeah. So basically, we can show the chart. So, Fabian, tell us a little bit about this one. How am I going to be able to use this?
So you can drag it around, and it controls that crawl at the bottom of the screen.
On the okay, so I can basically
The left one is the market box, which is that box on the bottom right.
bottom right.
Yeah, the bottom right of the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
This here.
Yeah. I see that.
That's controlled by the market box side.
Okay.
And then the ticker control side is controlling all the tickers.
So all the black tickers like CoreWeave, UNH, Doge, all that I can control from the left side stuff. The right side stuff,
the right side.
bottom right, I can control from over here. This is fantastic, man. So we can kind of give everybody.
Crawler.
Yeah.
By the right side.
So just so everybody knows, I would have to send you these in an Excel or Google, what is it called? Google Sheets. Every morning, because I have to upload it. Now we can do it like this, right?
Oh, you can't just add.
Yes. You can. Add one. Okay. So what are we doing? Coinbase? Do we have coin on there? No, we don't.
Have coin. Remove TQs there and maybe throw up our.
Hold on. We'll add coin up on that place. Yeah. So now we should be able to see coin kind of dragging on the bottom there.
This is ticker crawl here, right? This is ticker crawl. Coin is this one.
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll remove it from the other side, and we'll keep it on that one. All right, this is amazing, man. I'm going to save these. Thank you so much, Fabian. These are amazing, dude, and you have no idea how much easier it is to kind of be able to do that. And I think Adara is going to use this as well because this is the breaking news stuff. So anytime anything breaking news, she can always post it right up on there. Appreciate that, my man. That's to Fabian, guys. Throw up ones for your boy Fabian there in the chat. Absolutely killing it. I want to give you guys a bit of a look here at GameStop because GameStop's on the way up today. Well, it's well south of that $30 area that it had been holding for a period of months, Joseph. But right now on the day, at least anyway, it's got a big move up. What a move up for GameStop right now. This is an aggressive move here. 23.85, I believe, is the high of the day. Nary a green candle, man. Nary a red candle. The last red candle we had, guys, at least on the 5, is 12:05 p.m. It is now 12:50 or almost 12:50, and GameStop is not printing anything red. Keep your eye out on this one. I'm looking over here. I don't really see anything in new for GameStop. There's this headline, obviously. GameStop spent over $500 million buying Bitcoin. Here's what that could mean for the struggling stock, but that's obviously older stuff that we already knew plenty about before their earnings report. So not bad look there, taking a page out of Saylor's book there, huh? Adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet.
One thing that I don't understand is that Saylor's buying this thing nonstop. You got some big entities buying it. Why isn't it continuously climbing up? Like, what is going on here?
That's a good question, man.
Right? Like, what is going on? Like, it seems that there's only absorption. People just buying what's on the open market.
Yeah.
Why isn't it going more aggressive? And I think a lot of that has to do with the ETFs now. The BlackRock ETF, the Grayscale, etc., and the options activity.
You think the options activity, people betting against it,
the hedging,
okay.
hedging.
I see what you're saying there.
So I think,
a good take.
Because for me, it just doesn't make sense. Because like I just said, you got Saylor hand over fist buying this stuff. You got a lot of people just buying it, and then people who are just not even selling it and just holding it. So why isn't it climbing more aggressively? I mean, to say that it's not, but it's weird because we go on these big moves and then we go on these like months of consolidation or essentially doing nothing. So I'm really curious to what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it is actually interesting that you bring up that point. Look, I mean, I'm done betting against Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And so, like, I'm just gonna pack my patience. When it wants to break out, let it break out. I'm, at any time, if it dips into a good technical level, I'm gonna be adding more. I'm not gonna lose too much sleep over a Bitcoin because I don't plan on selling it. You know what I mean? Or my IBIT shares. I don't have Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest with you, Sharif, I have no intentions of selling my shares either. And I think that's kind of the narrative around a lot of Bitcoin individuals. Like, why am I going to sell this thing? We're holding it. So for me, it's like, why isn't it continuously climbing higher? My question is just the length of the consolidations before you take that additional leg.
Well, there you go.
Right?
There you go.
But one thing to note, I do believe that we'll see an extent, like a period of time where it's just putting in, again, those 10, like you get those $10,000 days, $15,000 days, etc.
Both sides. To both sides.
To both sides, absolutely. And I think it's to come, but I personally don't know why we haven't seen it more often than.
Yeah, it's a good point. That is a good point. I don't know, man. Maybe we're waiting for you know, that Bitcoin reserve. There could be anything. There could be anything.
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
MRIN is breaking out. It's aggressively breaking out as we speak. It's taking out all the levels right now. So I caught a couple of beak wetters there at 28 and 30. I'm still holding a piece. I don't have much left. So I'm going to let this one go, guys. It's at 40, $1.40. MRIN is on the squeeze right now. This is a big move here for MRN. Taking out all the levels. Could we see $1.50? I'm going to set up. Well, no, let's let this one run. Let this one run. If it ends up coming back against me, we're only holding one out anyway. Big move up here for MRIN. It comes into VWAP, and that was the money fill. That candle on the 5-minute chart at 12:15, that glanced at VWAP, and then rocket up we go. It's been a series of higher highs and higher lows, finding some resistance right now at the $1.43. Good look there. Shout out to Jay Lee. Take out some at 149. I'm just going to hold it, Jay. Let's see if it clears that $1.50 or what it does. We don't have too much left here, Jay, so, you know, we can afford to be kind of lackadaisical about it. The majority of the position is out anyway. I am disappointed. So I'm going to tell you what I think I did well and what I didn't do well. I had an opportunity to add here, and I insisted on getting a certain price. We're talking like variance of pennies. And I always look back at that not too fondly. Obviously, when it clears the level, you wish you have added. In any event, here we go. Here's that $1.50, Jay. We were just talking about this one. Let's see if we can weasel up above a $1.49. There is a seller of note at that 149. We're taking out their shares. There's a $1.50. All right, can we take out the seller at a $1.50? We're taking out the $1.50, Katina, man. Boom! Into that $1.50 we go. Up 75%. Good look here for your boy MRIN to the high side. Keep your eye out on this one. I don't think it's done quite yet. I'm a buyer of MRIN if it comes back into that $1.30. Have a gander what we did over here. Area rejection, and then the big boy break. So set up something at that $1.30. Look at this thing go, Joseph. Wow. It's a 157 high now. Wow. This thing is really going. MRIN is on the rampage to the high side.
Caught that one. Let's go.
I held it for a little bit, man. Hey. These ones were smaller outs. Full disclosure, we took out the majority of the position, but nice that's just the way it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, baby.
Oh, that's a big time move there. Oh yeah, really nice.
Get it, Cookie? Did you just say that? That's hilarious. Adara just said, "Get it, Cookie."
Get it, Cookie.
All right, Adara.
Oh, you didn't grab a cookie from the old back there. So just take one.
There's cookies?
Yeah, there's cookies.
Are they wrapped?
No.
Do they have your name on it?
No.
So then we can free for all, baby.
Probably the only one though.
They always seem to come with the sandwiches, eh? Why do they bring the cookie and the sandwiches together? Is there something about a cookie and a sandwich I don't know about?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest here. Katina Man likes the sandwich lunch. It's a genuine sandwich. I agree with that. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm not like, I remember for years and years I was in the sandwich game. I'm just kind of, I'm over the sandwich.
There's a sandwich game I guess I don't know about.
Yeah, well, I mean, for work, I mean, you know what I mean? I would be bringing sandwiches every day.
I have a love for sandwiches.
You like a good
sandwich? Yeah, but the carbohydrates are, you know, the Achilles heel of the sandwich.
My grandpa used to make me a fried bologna sandwich every day.
Yeah, have you ever tried grilled cheese sandwich with different types of cheese?
Oh man, cheese, sign me up.
Any time, and there's protein.
And there's protein.
There's a plethora
on
of protein.
Any form of cheese. I know you're not about this, but a grilled cheese on sourdough bread.
Dude, I like bread. Bread don't like me though.
Bread don't like you.
Right? Because we know exactly.
We know it's
right?
Grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese.
I have opinions. So sourdough, really good. But also there's this, I was at like this gluten-free place with my sister when she was in town, and they did an apple grilled cheese on gluten-free bread, and that actually slapped. And I was not expecting to slap.
Apple grilled.
Yeah, so there was apple and cheese, and it was grilled on gluten-free bread.
What color, Adara?
Pardon?
What color apple?
Honestly,
Red Delicious?
it was grilled in the cheese. I don't know what color. It was in the sandwich.
That's fair.
Unfortunately,
That's fair.
I did not do a scientific deconstruction of the sandwich, but much like my friend Jerome Powell, we're going to see it in an hour and a half. Time to slam the door.
Boom! Right in our face, as usual. Is the hot dog considered a sandwich? These are the kind of questions that keep me up at night. I need answers. We have a poll in the chat right now. Hold on, what are you voting?
No.
You're voting no. Can I get an explanation as to why it's no? I'm not challenging you. I'm just asking for an explanation.
I don't know. You know what? It's the length of it, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I need a massage after that answer right there.
Yeah, I mean.
What'd you say, Assassino?
You said if you cut it in
cut it in half,
right?
Why not? You can cut the hot dog in half. Can you not?
See, the thing, no, but no, this is a dangerous road to go down. Very dangerous road. Because when you order a chicken sandwich, right, you go to whatever, you can get a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Why, so is a burger a sandwich?
Oh, there he is. We got the answer right there. Hold on. I would say the burger is a sandwich. Katina, man, would you say a burger is a sandwich? More than a hot dog.
Neil.
More than a hot dog.
Burger
That's fair.
Sandwich. Oh.
Would you, Neil, would you categorize a hot dog as a sandwich? No. Neil spoke.
Yeah,
Katina man doesn't think so.
No.
Neil doesn't think so. So it's settled. I'm voting no.
Okay.
All right, there it is, baby.
Like, just like, is pizza pie? Is pizza a pie?
What? Assassino, you're killing me, bro. Yeah. All right. No, but it's still funny. Look, okay, just one quick thing before we go to Adara. 9-inch nails just took out $1.02. It's been having a very hard time taking out $1.02. So the seller there on NINE, I just lovingly call it 9-inch nails, got taken out. We're still not at 106, so be on alert. If you've been holding this with me, we took out a key level. Go ahead, Adara.
Some more small cap runner friends for you, Sharif. Here is OSCR. I don't know if you're aware of this one. It's like a little bit more expensive, about $18, but Oscar Health, 12% short float, sorry. MRIN as well. I don't know if this was mentioned, but it's showing up in my volume scanner. This one a little bit more volatile, just over $1. Marin Software, and it has rallied in the past. And last but not least, one I mentioned earlier that is still incredibly strong is Symbiotic, SYM. I could not find any news in this stock, but it does have a 40% short float. So keep an eye on these tickers. Some of them are smaller than others when it comes to market cap. Also, Ming-Chi Kuo just putting here a note about the iPhone. The foldable iPhones. I'm going to read that off quickly. He's basically saying that apparently Foxconn, which is an assembly supplier for Apple, is expected to officially kick off the foldable iPhone project in either late Q3 2025 or early Q4 2025. So the end of this year, basically. Apparently, many components specifications have yet to be finalized, and the foldable display is apparently one of the few components that does have finalized specifications. All of these plans, of course, remain subject to change. These are just what he's seeing on the supply chain here, Ming-Chi Kuo. But apparently, there's also market rumors suggesting Apple's already placed an order for 15 to 20 million foldable iPhones. So we're going to have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. Either way, we're not going to find out more details until likely the end of this year. Back to you.
Great reporting there, Adara.
Are you buying the foldable?
I have to see a little bit more. Can I say something about? Apparently, they were going through like an existential decision whether they wanted the foldable to be like this type of foldable or like a book. Apparently, according to everybody in the industry who like tracks this stuff, it's going to be the book foldable with the outside screen. So we'll see how that ends up being received by the market there. Look, Joseph. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but now I'm really thinking that Apple is in trouble going forward if this China issue persists in the sense where Donald is insistent that things have to be made in the United States, because Apple cannot decouple from China. Forget about this India story. It's an overplayed story. The stuff that's coming into India is all manufactured in China, save and except for like maybe 5% of the components. That is a problem. That is a problem if he starts insisting that the components themselves be not manufactured in China. I don't think Apple can maneuver quickly enough. And as you said, as you and I were talking about, let's just say it's a 5-10 year runway by the expert analysis. Let's say Apple being Apple, they're able to cut that to 3 to 6 years. Dog, 3 to 6 years is an eternity in this world, right?
Absolutely. Like, it's too long.
So I have my reservations. Now, this is, again, my opinion, only my opinion. This is entirely dependent on the tariff negotiations and how it all goes. I think this Apple Intelligence story was, as much as it is a fiasco with what happened, I don't think it is the main reason. That's just my opinion.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's totally fair. So I'm all out of IBIT here, guys. That came through the lows. We didn't get that breakout to the top side. It looks like that wedge is going to break out to the downside. But our guy Katina Man, Assassino, send it over to Sean there for a second.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear that.
Our Apple trade today, 197.50. And I just want to say we were struggling with this trade all morning long.
Okay.
And there it is now, Apple back into the money. We're now green on Apple on the day. You asked about what color was the apple. Today for your boy, the apple is green. So,
Get it, Katina, man.
and a hot dog. Not a sandwich, but there's the Apple trade right there. And then just to give you guys an update, because I trade the mega caps and small caps, but today there's AMD. We just sat back down there, 12.30, huge trade there on AMD. So we're going to go 3 for 3 today on large cap names, watching to see if MRVL wants to bounce back. But I just wanted to update you guys on that Apple trade. Stay with your trades and, follow your own rules right there on Apple. We did it, and it's profitable now. Just should be a lot bigger because we shouldn't have averaged in all the way up. But there goes Apple finally coming back in. Just wanted to say that because I know there's a lot of traders that were, thank you, man, appreciate that. That was, I just want to bring it up because I was talking about it all morning long, and it's 1 o'clock now, and we're still in the trade. Apple now $1.20 in the money off of that. So hopefully you guys stuck with it. Check the sticky note out at Trader TV Sean, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, guys, I don't know what's going on with SMCI, but something just happened there. It broke out from 440 up to 45.40. It's a big move on SMCE. Keep your eye out on this one. A lot of volume came in on that, Joseph. This candle here at 12.55 has over 2.5 million shares on this one candle here. SMCI, guys, up to the high side. I'm not seeing a catalyst right now on SMCI. There goes the high of day, Joseph. It's taking out highs right now. SMCI on the way up to the tune of 5 1/4, 5 1/3. Every time I look, it's a little bit higher here. SMCI, Joseph, at highs.
Yeah, really good look there, Sharif. And also, NVDA is climbing towards the high of the day as well, too. So, big time look on SMCE there, Sharif likes to call it. So we're going to find out momentarily if there's anything backing this move that we got here. But let's pull up. Oh, we don't want this. We don't want the calls. We don't want the callies.
What the hell?
What the hell, there we go. There we go. 145.59. Nice wedge here. There it is. So two semi names moving relatively strong. AMD is pulling back. It's not participating. We've seen the run that it's been on over the past couple of days, but a big time movement in SMCI and in NVDA. But IBIT is starting to pull back here, guys. You can see that wedge has been broken to the downside, and there you go. If we were any stronger, I would have had more confidence that we would break through. But right now, it's not in that bullish. I shouldn't say that. Actually, I'm going to say that because we can break it down into lower time frames, right? Long term, yes, absolutely bullish. But what we're seeing here in the near term, not so much so, all right? So keep that in mind. We did go on a big time run off of the April lows, and then now we're going back into that consolidation phase. We did establish a new all-time high. I thought we would go slightly above that and head into the 20s, but that hasn't been the case. This is a pretty weak asset. We didn't get that wedge breakout that we were looking for to the top side, and you can see the volume really start to pick up here to the downside. So maybe we're going to get somewhat of a whipsaw move, a liquidity grab, get all those stops hunted, and then maybe make that move. But I don't think that's going to be the case here today in Bitcoin, Sharif.
All right, just 1 second, Joseph, because I'm setting up a stop on this one.
So okay, I'm hearing Adair in my ear momentarily. We're going to go over to Adair to see if we got any news on SMCI.
Not getting news on SMCI. I just wanted to let you guys know that officially, if there is this nice push to the upside, though, of that 44.50 level we've been curling into all day. People on X, by the way, huge X attention. Like tons of people posting about this right now. They're all saying it's a technical breakout level and that there's some levels of interest, I guess, there for SMCI. To reiterate, I have not seen any catalyst on this. Definitely, I mean, this has already kind of been a retail favorite. That seems to be what's happening here as far as I can see as of right now. But sometimes news comes in a little bit later. Also, I'm just seeing another Coinbase story potentially here, unless this is like an older one getting recirculated. Coinbase now apparently introducing Coinbase payments for commercial platforms. So in addition to the stablecoin story from earlier, now apparently they're introducing Coinbase payments for commercial platforms. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adair. Yeah, guys, I'm just going to cover this quickly. NINE, this is why I decided to deal with my stop here. The bamboozlement's real on these small cap gappers. We make a local area high. We go up all the way to 105. I was waxing poetic about that seller at 102 that we couldn't shake. We shake them, and then that seller at 105 comes in fast and furious, drops us right back down into that dollar. So I'm like caught in between two minds right now. I have technical levels that I want to respect, but you know, you've seen the bamboozlement before with these small cap gappers, and they usually look a certain way. And I got, you know, shades of that right now on NINE, where you take out key levels and then you drop really aggressively. I think I'm going to pack my patience on this one. It's basically at my entry. I'm at 99s. It's showing me $1, so I shouldn't really be worried too much. I've got my area stop where I like it, but yeah, it's just sometimes you see things that you've seen before, even though your technical levels haven't been hit, and you know, just raises some concern. I'm also keeping an eye here on OSCR, Oscar Health. It's not a small cap gapper. It's a $4 and $3 billion market cap. It's traded a fair amount of shares on the day today, about 25 million shares, a little bit less. It's got a catalyst, as Adair brought to us, topping tail candle now into 1893. I perceive the money fills to be between the 10 and the 20 exponential moving average on OSCR. Let me make my case to you guys. So over here, look at that hammer candle preceded by a big sell red candle. So this one looked like it was going to break down at one point, right? Because that green candle that ended up closing as a hammer candle, I'm talking about the 12-10 candle on the 5, was down here at one point, right? And it was red. It was 2-candle red. Last, it held the 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for a fill in between that green line and the yellow line. That's where I perceive the money fills to be on this one. Currently, it's about 1840, give or take. So let's see what this one does. OSCR, good looker on the day, but you know, you never really know how the cookie is going to crumble here. I'll pack my patience there. Skull was asking about MRIN. He's like, look, dude, this thing's been holding a $1.40 for now almost 20 minutes. You got that $1.40 clearance, holds it here, holds it here, holds it here. So maybe that $1.30 I'm looking for is not valid. I was looking for the $1.30 because of that and that. But the market doesn't care what I'm looking for. So let's see. Do we hold that $1.40? If we do, I'll get involved using that $1.40 as support. If we don't, I'm a buyer. You know, likely at the 10 exponential over here, which is a $1.33 to front run, I should say. That 130, what I perceive to be area support. So MRIN, OSCR in focus right now. INHD, I mean, I don't know what to do with this thing. I've been break even on this one forever. I can flatten out and get the hell out. But then if this thing breaks to the upside, I'm going to smash the screen. So you know what I mean? Like, what's the point in that? I might as well just get stopped out. Yeah. Right? I would rather get stopped out, see my order or my thing through. PayPal, Neil's yelling about PayPal. Let's look at PYPL. It's doing things. Let's have a look over here. Big move down for your boy PayPal. Uh-oh. I don't have anything on it right now. I don't know if it's going to be stablecoin related, but that is quite ugly, Neil. 71.28 high a day. It's about to lose $68. It's a 68.06 low. PYPL on the way down here, Joseph. It's got to be something that just came in right now. Let's flip to the 1, see how long we've been selling off. We've been selling off for about 4 minutes. So it started dropping at 06. We're at 09 now. So about 4 minutes deep right now into the low. It's a new low of day, 67.92. It's finding a bit of support at 68. Still nothing on PYPL. We'll keep you guys updated if we get anything on that, Joseph.
Yeah, so there you go. Neil also dropping news in the chat. Introduces Coinbase payments for commerce platforms.
Yes, point.
Yeah, so really good look there. We talked about the likes of their deal with Shopify as well, too, having the ability to use stablecoins and pay via stablecoins with Coinbase. So just keep that in mind there, guys. A really good look. Thanks for pointing that out, Neil. Robinhood is looking relatively strong here as well, too, guys. So, I mean, a nice wedge. You can see this bull flag pattern. You want to catch the lower end of the range just due to how extended it is. But it's saying, yeah, no, never mind. We might take this leg higher. So there it is. Nice move in Robinhood sympathy play there with Coinbase. But Bitcoin, yeah, it stinks. I said it in the chat. I'm like, this thing sucks, man. But I mean, like, I didn't want to go down that road, but I'm going down it, right?
Baby.
Right now, I'm not in love with it. This is a scary, scary area, right? This like kind of giving you double top vibes, even though you get a couple whipsaw moves. And it's like if you come back down here, then it's like, uh-oh, watch out. Because if you head towards this neckline, it's not going to be a good time whatsoever. So I'm just keeping my eye out on this stuff. I talked about, you guys know where I stand on it. From my opinion anyways, but I'm just really curious to what's going on Like, why isn't this thing appreciating more? Because if there's such a limited amount of it, and it seems that everybody wants to buy it now. Pakistan's starting their own reserve. The States have their reserve. GME now buying $500 million worth. Sailors buying it essentially every single day. So it's like, why aren't we continuously climbing higher? When you have such a finite amount, you have obviously supply issues. But if the demand is there and we're not continuously appreciating and going parabolic, I think there's something fishy going up. Adair, what do you got for us?
Just the drop here in PayPal and XYZ, or Square here, likely because of that headline about Coinbase introducing Coinbase payments for commerce platforms. Now, XYZ is actually bouncing pretty nicely here. PayPal, however, is not PYPL to the downside as Coinbase, in its second big catalyst of the day, announcing that they're introducing payments for commerce platforms. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. All right, guys, we're involved in MRIN, so I did pick up some off the 10 exponential. I've given it to the quarter dollar, where the volume-weighted average price is, okay? So we already got one beak wetter. Let's set up more here at 40s. So I'm buying off the 10 exponential. That was my move. To be honest, though, I'm picking it up a little bit higher than I would like, and the reason is for that because it gets to be a crowded trade sometimes at that $1.30, and the fact that the 10 exponential was just like about 3 pennies higher than that $1.30 had me feeling it makes sense to punch in here. So I punched in. I'm long on MRIN at 136, wet the beak at 38, setting up at 40s, 42s, not 44s, 45s, because, you know, 44, not a good number. Shout out to all my agents who know exactly what I'm talking about. As I mentioned before, my building doesn't have 4.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have 4?
4 is the new 13.
Yeah.
There's no 13.
There's no 13?
It's only 6 floors, and then there's a penthouse.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
there you go.
And well, technically, it's only 6 floors because there's no 4.
Oh, okay,
so penthouse is technically 6. I'm 6, but I'm technically 5.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, so. Well, because there's no 4, Ram. Like, what's so hard about that to understand?
What do you say in layman's terms? Shreve is penthouse living, right?
No, penthouse above me. Penthouse above me. And there's really no difference between the dang penthouses and everybody else. I went up there.
Yeah.
I looked.
Yeah.
There's nothing different.
Nothing different
They
over
just
there.
got PH.
PH.
Yeah. There's a bunch of losers up there, bro.
over there, man.
I tell you.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm a little bitter about that. Can you tell?
Yeah. What's up with those guys, man?
Shout out to D. Westermeyer, PLTE. Say less, my man. Let's have a look at PLTE. We're going to take a quick gander quickly to see what PayPal is doing. It looks like it might be finding some support on $68 or at $68. PTLE, excuse me, PTLE. Let's look at this one. What is this company? Oh, it's a penny stock, $50 million market cap, 368 million shares trade on the day. So D, so a couple of issues with this one, 2 issues. That's what couple means. 61.5 penny pre-market high. We haven't breached that in regular trading hours. That's strike number 1. We got to get above that pre-market high for me to weasel in. Strike number 2 is the fact that it's trading below the volume-weighted average price. So to me, that says sellers are in control at the moment rather than buyers. It's going to have to weasel above 45 pennies as step number 1. Then it's going to have to take out 61.5 pennies. I just won't trade it otherwise. But that was obviously a very, very good move in the pre-market. But I was telling Adair at the Big Desk this morning, I feel there has been less continuity for these small cap gappers that make their big move in the pre-market. They haven't been continuing into the regular trading hours, at least when we start the show. It's usually newer ones that came up either, at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever. But the ones that were running in the pre, I feel like have not had the strength to continue into regular trading hours. That's been my observation. It's anecdotal, but it's one that I've made nonetheless, Joseph. So keeping an eye out on that. What do you got, my man?
Yeah, good look there, man. I'm just looking Robinhood kind of go without me. I was looking to get involved right here, but I'm like, but I think that was the play. Really strong, looking for the continuation and strength. So around 77.42, I was looking to get involved, and now we're about 50 cents from that point. So yeah, really good look here on Robinhood. Let's go back to Coinbase because I haven't taken a gander on that one. Is it still climbing? Has it? Wow. Oh my days. This thing is absolutely just going parabolic here, guys. This is some big time news. And I'm glad the market's pricing this in because come Friday, I'm not chasing it all the way up here, but come Friday, I was already kind of game planning in my head. I'm gonna trade Coin L for that move into 300 here on Coinbase, because I think that's going to be a really key level, and that's where it's headed. So we're getting that magnet effect here in Coin. So best case scenario, even though I don't think it's going to happen, is that you get a little bit of a gap down, and then you can look to just buy that low and then get that move to 300. But with Coinbase moving like that, I would not be surprised if it continued to do so after hours. And Monday and Friday morning is going to be very interesting just due to the triple witching. So we're going to Adara.
Get it, Adara.
Keep an eye here on Shopify as well. Shopify is implicated in this Coinbase story because apparently this Coinbase Payments, which the company just launched, the USDC payment, USDC-based payment stack for commerce platforms, and it's live on Shopify. That's how Shopify is implicated because Coinbase Payments is live on Shopify. It allows various marketplaces provide, enable instant 24/7 global USDC payments without blockchain complexity. So that's the deal here. That's why Shopify is also implicated in the story. Excuse me, with Coinbase. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. That's really interesting.
You know what's funny? I thought USDT was the more popular one, but we're getting into the USDC.
Well, the thing is, too, it's USDC and Tether, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And and so Tether, bigger market cap. It's about 60-some-odd% of the stablecoin market.
Is it?
But it's offshore, and I don't know, I'm not vouching for this. What I've read, whether it's right or wrong, is that they've been loosey-goosey with the regulations.
With USDC?
No, Tether. Tether.
Oh, yes. Because when I was reading my book, there was a spike. So you know how there's tracking error within certain...
Sure.
So yeah, there was something that happened in USDT where the variance was extremely large and traders had the ability to make profit off of that. So
there was an inefficiency.
Yeah, exactly. So there was something happened with the tracking, and then boom, it spiked, and USDT became more valuable than the dollar at some point, which didn't even make sense.
It's not supposed to do that.
Exactly. So there was something I remember reading about that in my bubble or bust book, I believe. So yeah, there's something going on there.
Interesting.
So,
Okay. Well, yeah. How do you guys feel about this whole thing, man? Are you guys into the stablecoin thing or not? Do you guys think this stablecoin thing is just kind of BS, or do you think that there is a practical use going forward? I mean, we already know people are using it. Do you guys see it as something that you would be interested in, or you say, there's really no point to having that? I mean, I can see it for big corporations like Joseph and I were talking about. If you're taking in currency headwinds because of the strength of the US dollar versus whatever other currency you're selling in, it makes sense to weasel it back in stablecoin so that you don't have that Forex headwind. But for everyday purposes, do you guys see that as something that you may use? A lot of us have family that live overseas. We get rinsed on transaction fees, whether we're using Western Union, the SWIFT system, whatever, right? And this could absolutely help that in SA. And like I heard a really good analysis the other day about Western Union, their moat being put into question because of these stable coins coming up. So let me tell me what you guys are thinking, but tag Joseph and or I in the chat so we can see that
there's no point for Western Union. If there's mass adoption of stable coins, adios Western Union.
That's what
they
I'm thinking,
rinsed me.
bro.
Whenever I sent money over to my uncle in Jamaica, rinsed. The majority of it went to the feed and everything.
There you go.
I get him to somehow download the same app, and I can just transfer them via the wallet.
It's all over, right?
All
and
over.
besides, like Coinbase starts picking it up. All of a sudden, somebody else is picking it up, and you can just weasel it through there. No reason to download anything extra special. Yeah, we'll see. Anish, JP Morgan Chase is set to launch a new product called JPMD.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
on
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I can get behind
the news
that.
dropped yesterday. Adara reported on it as well too. JPM getting into this.
There you go.
And we know how Jamie Dimon was with the crypto space about a couple months ago. Sorry, Jeremy.
Sorry, I'm a psycho. I feel you. Yeah. Well, we know it. Your boy Jeremy was no lover of crypto.
At all. Well, it was bad for his business, but now he can take advantage of these stable coins. There you go.
Healing pain naturally. Mark of the beast system is real. Okay. So sounds like you're bullish on that, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. J, Sharif, question is, what exactly is stable, AKA backs the value of crypto? So, great question. So there are rules to this, and that's why they passed the Genius Act in the Senate and the Stable Act, which is still in the House, because you're going to have to put in dollar for dollar. Now, I believe what I read this morning with respect to the Genius Act, Adara, fact check me on this if you have a moment, is that you're going to have to put dollar for dollar into shorter dated treasuries, which are obviously very liquid. U.S. treasuries, that is. So if you get, for example, Joseph deposits in $100, you're going to have to take that $100, not just leave it there in cash, but you're going to have to put it in a treasury note for that same value. And it has to be liquid so that you can weasel out of it as quickly as you weaseled in. So I'm not sure if that's exactly accurate. If I've misspoken, fact check me, chat. Let me know what I've said wrong. But yeah, that's basically my understanding there. So the balance sheet is going to be a mark to market. And if for my accounting heads out there will know exactly what I'm talking about, you're going to have to mark to market that bad boy immediately so that, you know, it all jives there on the balance sheet, Joseph. That's my understanding.
Yeah, good look there. And we got Trump's tariff slump, $10 super chat. Tether is the 4th largest holder of U.S. bonds, as we were just touching. Third world countries want a stable dollar payment.
Say well?
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I've mentioned this to you. Egypt has gone through a really tough time with inflation. So if you had £1 million, it's the Egyptian pound. Let's just say like before, when did this float? Let's just say 2020, okay? If you had £1 million Egyptian pounds, I think it's worth like maybe a little bit less than 100,000. I'm not exactly sure. I can do the math. The point is, Joseph, like for example, my cousin had all this money that, you know, was worth one thing one day, and all of a sudden it's worth far, far less. So unless you have it in an inflation-adjusted risk asset or asset, like gold or Bitcoin or anything else like that that can hold its value, you just got rinsed out of your money overnight. Well, it wasn't overnight, but you know what I mean,
exactly.
right?
Same with the likes of Argentina. We know what
absolutely.
The hyperinflation.
Turkey suffered through hyperinflation for a while. Lots of countries that are trying to grow suffer from that kind of same thing. So I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I mean, maybe I'm looking at this too superficially. If I am, fact check me. Let me know. I'm just going to cover one quick trade. I'm going to throw it to you over here, guys. NINE, we're taking out levels. We're right back into the high of the day. I just got a print at 6. I had a lot of shares on this one. I'm quite happy with how this one is doing, but I'd like for a big boy breakout above that level so we can wet the beak above the high of the day. It's back into 106. The high of the day, as I mentioned, is 106. So let's see if we can take this level out. We held the dollar quite well. I was worried at times that we were kind of false breaking. This over here had me concerned when we broke above that 102 and then dropped below $1 again. Kind of concerned me there. So we'll keep tabs on this one, but we are at the high. DJ 2 a.m. No, makes sense when you say it like that. Great example. Thank you, brother. I mean, again, tell me if I've misunderstood this in a way, but to me, it makes eminent amount of sense. Like your boy Donald over there. He wanted to get a bit of negotiating leverage on our friends, or everybody's friends, Mexico, right? And what did he do? He basically threatened to tax the remittances that are being sent by Mexican Americans back to their families in Mexico. Imagine all that money getting taxed, right? So, you know, see? It's already been taxed. Yeah, Fabian, don't get me started, please, about the quadruple and triple taxation that we have in our system, but you know, that's everybody's problem. The point is, right, so can you kind of skirt around some of these things, you know, using USDC, or they're going to have reporting requirements where you're not able to skirt around?
Maybe. Eventually, right? From a regulatory standpoint, definitely.
The point is, Joseph, there's a lot of money being sent back and forth between borders as, you know, people move everywhere, and like there's a lot of immigration everywhere.
Countries.
So yeah,
make it significantly easier, wouldn't it? Just have
exactly. I think that there is a market for it, to be quite frankly.
Absolutely.
Guys, we just took out the high of the day on NINE. So I got the print there at 7s. Now I'm waiting at 8s. It is a 108 high day. And there it is again. We get the print. Now we're going to set up at 10s. Let's go 9-inch nails. I'm kidding. It's not 9-inch nails. It's NINE. Bag. By the way, I listened to that group today on my walk. Not bad. Some good alternative. Not too bad.
Who is it?
Yeah. You've heard of him? Yeah, I was going to show it to you. I had him on my phone over here. Not a bad look.
I like Blink 182 and stuff like that. Yeah, Blink is Fate fell short this time.
All right, Joseph, we're taking prints here on INHD as well. That popped into 62s. We got a quick print there, but I'm still unfilled at 64s. Let's keep an eye out on that one. MRIN, we weaseled back into this trade after being basically exhausted. Boom to the high side again into 143 there. Okay, we're still waiting at 145. So let's look to take out some more where we long there on MRIN. Oh yeah, we're well in the money. Let's wet the beak there again. Waiting for a 145 break and take. My entry there again was to front one the 130, which I perceived to be possibly a crowded trade. In addition, this 135 was the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. Get it, Adara, and we're getting it over here as well. Boom into 144. Give me those 145s, my man. Let's go, Mr. MRIN. We're waiting. We'll pack our patience, but looking to do some damage. Happy that we're doing well today. We're doing it freaking live. Nice. So join us every single trading day. Absolutely. Joseph and I will be here every day, baby. Every day. 11 to 2. He's going to be trading the large caps. I'm going to be trading the small caps, and that's how we do it on the midday, baby.
That's how we do it, man. Yeah, this is how we do. No questioning that, guys. So let's do a little bit of trade review. Nice little trade on Tesla here, guys. So we caught that opening drive, big trend. See, the thing is, I took I didn't take too much. My partials were really small. They're it's like 5%, 2.5%, 2.5%, 5%. But that eventually adds up, right? So then eventually you have to add more here and look for the continuation of that trend. So that's what we cooked up there on Tesla. I think this was a really nice one. And then we went 1 for 2 on IBIT. Unfortunately, we didn't get the continuation or the breakout to the direction that we were looking for, but that's fine. As soon as it came to I was out of that trade. Nothing to cry home about. You start small. Like I mentioned, when you have a good day, you want to continue trading because you think the opportunities are going to be there. Whether you make 200, 1,000, whatever you make on that day, cut into a fraction. Say, hey, I'm willing to risk 25% of my realized profit, and then that way you can base more trades, and then hopefully you can make that 25% turn into 30% or whatever it may be. But Amazon, really weak here, guys. So starting to tank, unfortunately. So breaking through a nice trend line. Amazon, boom, to the downside through the opening drive here. Momentum starting to pick up. Katina Man is short Apple. Let's take a look at what he's got going on. And bam, he is now south of VWAP. So wham, bam, thank you on that one. Yeah, really good look. Tech space starting to get weak. So speaking of that, let's take a look at the top performing sectors of the day. Oh yeah, a little lackluster, but that's okay. We have fun with it anyways. Okay, real estate up 0.6 here, guys. Communication service up 0.5. Consumer discretionary in that show place 4.7%. So the win, place, and show not boxed for all my fellow track stars out there. All right, healthcare, we're green. She's
a runner.
She's
a track star.
Yeah, exactly. Take a couple steps back. Yesterday, we only had one green sector, Sharif.
Oh, wow. Which one?
I forget what. It was energy. Energy
that's
sector
right.
was the only green one yesterday.
Makes sense, yeah.
Now we only have one red sector today, and that is going to be energy in last place, down about 10th of a percent. Tech sector, surprisingly, only up 1/10 of a percent. That's very interesting. I'm curious to see what we got going on with that. And then the healthcare sector sitting in that third place, guys, not boxed once again on that triactor, down positive 11/10. So there we go. That's what we got going on for the top performing sectors. Now, if we want to take a look at a 3-month period in all of the major moving averages here in the indices, we got the Qs still leading the way up 11.6%. Is it a flight to safety? Is the tech sector and the cash-heavy Mag 7 a flight to safety? Maybe, possibly. But here we go, 11.8%. In the past 3 months, Q's leading the way. SPY 6.7% in the past 3 months. IWM ahead of the Dow, which is very interesting, 3.5%, and then the Dow Jones Industrial 1.86% positive in the past 3 months there, Sharif. So
all right, we're going to send it to Adara.
Yeah.
But I want to talk a little bit about some upcoming Canadian projects when we get back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to talk here about the Fed very briefly. In just 15 minutes, the stream is going to flip over. In half an hour, we'll get the rate decision from Fed Chair Jerome Powell. But before that, why don't we get some more TTV TTV Research infographics about the Fed. So here is the performance of the S&P 500 during the 10 years of the last 3 FOMC leaders. And as you can see, gradual increases here. So Ben Bernanke, who served for an 8-year term, same length of term as Jerome Powell, 40% increase. Janet Yellen, who only served for 4 years, had an almost 60% increase in the S&P 500 during her tenure as Fed chair. And then we had Powell, so far 114% increase. Now, if you want some really weird analysis on ties, I will remind you once again of the very in-depth tie analysis that happened here on X at TTV Research. I did this before the May meeting. This is all, at the time, I believe 52 FOMC meetings that Jerome Powell chaired. And there's a whole legend on X at TTV Research if you want to understand this chart. But just looking at the correlations between the market performance, what tie color Jerome Powell wore, and what the rate decision was. And there is a correlation. If he wears blue, it tends to be pretty bad for the market. So check this out on X at TTV Research. For what it's worth, he's really not worn any color other than purple since, I believe, November 2023. Back to you.
Fake news.
Fake.
Sorry, Derek. Come on, man. I love this one. All right.
That was
That's great stuff there, Derek. I like that.
very
I like that first one especially. I wanted to see how much. Wow, Jerome just absolutely living under the best market possible there.
Yeah, 118%, but he's too late for it.
Yeah, Jerome too late. So I want to talk a little bit about an upcoming Canadian project that I'm very optimistic about. So you know Alberta is a landlocked province. So this is Alberta right here, guys. The borders go like this, and then it kind of zigs a little bit. British Columbia over here. This is Alberta here. Alberta has basically a lot of oil, as you probably already know, but it's landlocked. Yeah. So in order to get your oil out to other markets, non-American markets, you got to weasel it to the Pacific, which means you got to go through British Columbia and the Rocky Mountains. Hard to do.
Very hard.
Or you got to build it through all of Canada, and you got to go through Quebec. Quebec. Hold on. Let me make my point. Right. Quebec does not want any pipelines going through its property. So you know what? Your boy Carney and one of my favorite premiers, Danielle Smith, you know what they're going to do?
What?
They're going to build a pipeline here between Alberta and the Hudson's Bay.
Wow.
So you can have a direct one through Saskatchewan, through Manitoba, into Hudson's Bay, and then you can get it all the way out. And now we know that the Arctic bypass as well is open, the Northwest Passage. So you can go through the Arctic Ocean to get to the Pacific Ocean, as well as being able to send all of your oil to the Atlantic, from which it can go anywhere. So I'm super pumped about this project. Apparently it's being discussed now. A pipeline directly from Alberta into the Hudson's Bay, part of one of the reasons why I think there's going to be a huge economic boom in this country, but it's neither here nor there. Go ahead, Adair.
I agree with you on that, Sharif.
There's just ongoing news here in the Middle East, but I also want to mention here, we have a lot of people, from, especially including Donald Trump, and people from his team commenting on Jerome Powell and his role with rates. You know, we have that rate meeting coming up. Well, now we have Mr. Pulte here from the group that runs Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac chiming in on X about 4 minutes ago. He said that Donald Trump has, quote, crushed inflation, and that Jerome Powell needs to either lower interest rates today or resign so that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac can help Americans. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae here. Again, leader of that group just saying that Jerome Powell should either lower rates or resign. More pressure here on the Fed as we head into the meeting. Back to you.
What is your point, bro? That the Canadian economy, in my opinion, is going to experience one of the biggest economic booms it's ever experienced in its entirety of its life. I think that the political willing...
Even more than the teens?
Than the what?
With Harper.
Yes, yes. Those were tougher years because we came out of the financial crisis, but yes, I see your point. Yeah. I think that there is the political will now to basically extract the resources that we have. I don't want to say to turn a blind eye to the environment. That's not what I mean, but to actually know that we are in an existential fight with China, with some of these authoritarian capitalist states, and that we got to get the ball rolling. And they're not being held back by much. They can crush social issues like we can't because they're not democracies. They are authoritarian capitalist states, whatever you want to term them. Don't come at me in the chat for the terminology, but you guys know what I mean. I'm talking about the Chinas. I'm talking about the Saudi Arabias. I'm talking about the Russias. Even Egypt, man. Let's just call a spade a spade. The dude's not going to face an election out there, and he's not going to face an election for a while, but it's a capitalist state. and they're growing exponentially. The West has to keep up. So if we do, we have to have these bigger projects. I think there is a political will now, and we're seeing it.
Hopefully so. That'd be great for the Canadian economy. Yeah, the market's really tanking. Bitcoin taking it on the nose here, guys. So not a good look. Don't love this. And this is what I kind of feared as well too. Just heading into too long of a consolidation, a lot of weakness. This is not what I wanted to see displayed here in Bitcoin. So yeah, it is what it is. The market is tanking. More negative news coming on with what we got going on in the Middle East. Heading towards the low of the day. I think at some point we will crack this, fill this gap completely, and then probably some more downside come Friday. But again, we got to be patient. Time will tell. Right. AMD tanking, Amazon tanking, NVDA tanking, Apple tanking. Adara, what do you got?
Oh, wow.
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at eSignal. New traders, listen up. First month, free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips. All in one platform. Do not miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. Back to you.
I'm really rich.
I have to. Someone take this stream deck away from me right now. Get it, Donald. I just want to see this. Assassino, is there a way we can clip that, when he, yes, with the swords, Assassino, when he was like, get it, Ram, where you go, girl? She's trying to hide behind Joseph. Yeah, where he had, I think it was the Navy, or was it the Navy or the Marines he was with, and he had one of their swords, right? Something like that. And he's sitting there cutting the cake with the swords, but he couldn't cut the cake too quickly, Joseph. You got to do a little Donald dance. Get it, Donald.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a look there.
Yeah, I mean, guys.
I am getting clip happy, Anish. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we're really starting to move to the south side. Who was just mentioning something to me? Depnish? No, I don't think we bounce. I mean, we can pull up the Qs here. Sorry, I've only had a couple names on my charts this morning, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, the Qs, we're still slightly positive on the day, surprisingly. But when you see that volume really start to pick up, you get that waterfall type price action. I don't see us rebounding by the end of the day anywhere towards those highs. Can we get back towards VWAP? Maybe, possibly. Hopefully so. But with that being said, we have to be a little bit more patient. Why? What are you reading?
I can't even read this one out loud, but look what Roof Ninja wrote. No, Roof Ninja, we're not going to clip that.
Oh, yeah. The Elon. Yeah, no, we can't get that one, unfortunately. Maybe we can get the one where he's trying to jump over the bulletproof glass, which, again, that doesn't make
like when he all of a sudden was wearing a crop top all of a sudden, a really tight T-shirts, he starts jumping around, all of a sudden he's Zeke Elliott, showing his little belly there.
Remember that, Zeke? Remember that video I showed you how they designed the Cybertruck? They just
remind me of that. Oh, yeah.
They just took a cut of Elon, but yeah, anyways. But yeah, guys, I mean, one thing to know, it's funny, right? So we talked about a high level of open interest on the SPY at 601, and then we haven't even had the ability to test those levels again. NVDA has been hovering above that call wall at 145, but now we're south of that. So it hasn't been too long since we've been, those short writers, or those option writers, have been offside and underwater, all right? So just keep that in mind there, guys. SPY massive call wall at 600. We don't trade too much above that. And then we have a massive wall on NVDA as well, too. So very interesting stuff. We have to wait until tomorrow. It's going to be, I think that it's going to grow going into the open, the open interest that is. And then we're going to slowly start to see it cool off as we get towards the end of the day. And then at the ending, we'll see another volume spike. And it's going to be very interesting for the imbalances as well, too. So make sure you guys stick around for that. Be here. Katina Man and Neil are going to be covering that, especially going into the close. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Make sure you add all of us on our social medias as well.
Dang.
Go follow at tradertv.live on X and Instagram, etc. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. I think the next couple of days, even though tomorrow is not a trading session. Yes, Friday is what I'm referring to, Joey T. I'm sorry if I said tomorrow, but what I'm referring to is Friday is when we're going to get that triple witching. So we have multiple contracts expiring. And then that's going to bring a lot of volume and volatility into the market. And I think those key areas are going to be very, very interesting to look at. 145 on NVDA and 600 on the SPY, Sharif.
You guys are killing me. All right, Big Spow, we're not clipping her, okay? Big Spow? All right, guys, MRIN, we just took out 55s. I'm keeping my eye here for the break of 60. So we have multiple topping tails. It's kind of hard to see on the white charts. Let me bring in the black ones over here. Look at this, multiple topping tails into this area. Here we go. It is a 160 high, an official 160 high. I'm waiting at 69, true to form, but we did not close at these levels. This candle keeps me optimistic that we can clear that $160 because it closed at that level, and then the subsequent candle, the one that we're on right now, made a new high, okay? So we had a lot of selling here. It doesn't feel like that same seller who kept us down for almost 20 minutes at this level, by the way. We kept wicking in and unable to clear that $150. Doesn't look like they're in control anymore. I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. But it's a $160 right now. We got a $136 on MRIN. I'm keeping my eye on this one. If you're wondering why I got in there, it was a 10 exponential retracement. Initially, we had the entry here. We exhausted our shares, and then I waited for that level to come back in before adding. So 160 high. We're showing 158s right now. Let's pack our patience with this one and kind of see what we get there. Full disclosure, I flattened out here on OSCR for a 1 penny loser, okay? I initially got in here, added here, and then flattened out midway. It's not holding. It's not setting up the shape that I like, or the chart pattern is what I'm trying to say ineloquently here that I like, so I'm gonzino on that. But I feel awfully silly for not having weaseled into Oscar. I kept insisting on a money fill in between the 10 and the 20 rather than just getting in on the 10 and then putting a stop below the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. That's what I mean. And this thing is rocketing up. Adara brought us OSCR. It's not a small cap gapper. It's like a $4.5 billion market cap, but it's trading like one because it's barely got any red candles on the 5. It's a 1912 high. It's trying to hold above 19 right now. It has yet another bull flag forming here. It feels like this was the bull flag that we just came out of right now with that 18 area hold. We move up to about 1880 and we break through the top right there. So OSCR on that good stuff. Keep your eye out on this one. I'm also keeping my eye on NINE. So this one did make a 109 high, drops back down, holds that 102. Why is that 102 relevant? Because you guys heard me complain for a long time that we couldn't shake the seller at 102. And have a look over here, all the way from 1205 till finally when we took them out at 1255, we couldn't break above 102. Lo and behold, we get to 109, come back in, look where we hold up, 102. Resistance flips to support and vice versa. So let's keep an eye on this one, see if we can take out 109. On NINE, I still have multiple outs left, so I can pack my patience on this one. Let's see what we get, up 38%. Not exactly the fastest mover. Now, that's all the good news. Let me tell you about some of the bad news. And it's not exactly bad, but it's not what I kind of signed up for here with INHD. We're 2 pennies in the money on this one, which obviously is not a lot on a $1.62 name. But what I'm seeing is respect for the volume weighted average price. And since we put in that candle low at 115, it has been a higher low situation. That's the good news. The bad news is we can't seem to shake this $1.62. And we haven't been above a $1.62 since 1210. So I'm running out of patience. I have quite a bit of shares still left on this one. This is the only one that I still have shares left on. All the other ones are a little bit light. So, you know, I'd like for this one to get going, if it doesn't mind. You know what I mean? So trying to pack my patience with this one, Joseph, but I don't know how much patience I have left. Last but not least, GALT, one that we were involved in, right back at the high of the day, back into 310. That is the high, $3.10. This one's up 29.33%. Keep your eyes, guys, on GALT. It's back in play, Joseph.
Yeah, good look there, brother, as always. So, yeah, I mean, this is what we got going on, man. We went over our trades earlier in the day. The thesis was just, I was looking for this trade for the past couple of sessions. You guys seen that on Monday, I believe I put it in a red day, and it was just, it was mostly due to Tesla Tuesday, Wednesday, solid sessions. So we won't complain on that. But yeah, this was the move that we were looking for on Tesla. We can zoom in here and just kind of break it down a little bit more. And why, yeah, break it down.
Okay, DX number one or DX number two? Do you like the original DX where it was just Shawn Michaels and Hunter and Triple H in China?
Yeah.
Or do you like when they brought in Road Dogg and Jesse James? Road Dogg and Badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're a little bit past me here, man. I have no idea who Road Dogg and Billy.
Neil, you want to weasel in a little bit? Oh, I forgot about X-Pac. Didn't he go to WCW? He kind of left halfway though, no? X-Pac. Oh, no. He did come back from WCW. He was. We're starting the new stream. Okay, I thought. Are we doing it at 1:45? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. That's why I was talking about DX over here.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll go to 150, man. We'll give them a couple extra minutes there.
Yeah. We owe him a couple there.
Yeah.
He's looking at you there, Katina man. Katina man is just like, yo, bro, I'm printing right now.
That's why. Nice piece you got on it. I got you.
Oh, is that a Breitling? Hey.
Yeah, something like that. I thought my guy was in the
spot a Breitling a mile away, baby.
Yeah, I thought he was in the links this morning. As for you got to think. I grew up in the era of like John Bradshaw, Layfield, Goldberg. You know,
bro, that's not that much farther from DX. Like you're talking about a year or two.
Is it? Yeah, I don't remember those.
Are you kidding me? Like those are all kind of Attitude Era guys. Yeah.
I like obviously the Heartbreak Kid.
HBK?
Yeah.
Well, I totally forgot HBK and well, I said Shawn Michaels.
The Heartbreak Kid. Yeah.
Well, then you know about DX then, dog.
What does he look like? Pull up a picture.
Because Shawn Michaels got injured. He got a back injury, so he had to leave DX for a while, and then it just became DX without him. Then he came back and he was a lot smaller because he couldn't use that stuff because of the back injury and stuff. Yeah. Well, that's kind of how that all went there. Vern, Sharif. WWF, of course, as it was formerly known, days were the best with D'Lo Brown and Val Venis. Oh my God, Val Venis. That was like, Vince McMahon had no shame during the Attitude Era. It's like anybody he was going to make into a character, a porn star, we're making him into a character. A pimp. We got, what's his name? Who was the pimp guy? Keep forgetting his name. It wasn't D'Lo Brown, but it was the same Nation of Domination. I keep forgetting the guy's name. The chat will know. Fact check me, chat. Help me out over here.
Your favorite guy was Goldust?
No, it's not Goldust. No, it was not Goldust.
or Rafiki. You like Rafiki finish?
Nah, who was my favorite at the time, man? Let me think about this one for a second. Attitude Era. That's what I'm thinking here. Attitude Era. Who's my favorite Attitude Era guy? It's gonna probably have to be HBK.
Yeah, you have to.
It's just he like aside from the stories we hear about behind the scenes, I'm not sure how much of an asshole he was in real life.
Oh yeah.
Because he was abusing substances at the time, obviously. So he wasn't a very good person, but I think he's a hell of a guy now, and he looks like he's found.
He's found his way.
Yeah, he's found his way.
That's good. But we got a super chat here.
The Godfather. Thank you, Casey Sniper. Yes.
Noah, love the name. Had 25-0 DTE, 595 SPY puts. I held too long after selling the first 25. DCA 57 sold the first half for 66, second half for 62, clean 345 big ones. Thank you, Noah, and congratulations on that big time trade. But I think it's time that we're heading over to the big boys there now.
We are. We got 2 more minutes,
two more minutes.
Two more minutes.
I just heard Assassino say that. I mean, Razor Ramon. I remember Razor Ramon and the Clown Twins. Yeah.
The Razor's Edge. Yeah, so good. Okay, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
WCW.
Yeah.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
Which one?
Razor, man.
Razor?
Yeah. I love Razor, man.
Because
he was part of NWO after.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying to you. So do you like the NWO, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, or do you like the WWF?
Okay. No, I like NWO, the New World Order, because because that's when Hulk Hogan turned too, right?
That was so good. When Hulk turned heel, bro, he was one of the best heels ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, such a jerk.
I just love that from Razor Ramon when he does that.
I just like when Hulk like rakes your back and rips you in the eye, because that's his best move. You know what I mean? Like, that's anything he does has got to be based on that. All right, guys, we're having a good time over here. It is obviously a day off tomorrow with Juneteenth, and then we're going to be back with you guys on Friday. I will only be here in the morning for Friday at the big desk, but it will be OB on with your boy Joseph on the midday. I'm going to take the day off. weaseling over to Calgary. Going to fly out at 4, so pumped about that. And we'll see everybody on Monday, but I will join Adara momentarily there at the big desk as we cover your Jerome and company with the FOMC obviously coming into play. It is now 150.25.
150.25.
We got 25 cents to the bank. It's been real, guys. Good trading day for your boy and your boy Joseph as well. Send him off, Joey.
Yeah, I mean, guys, we're heading into a short holiday here, and then it's the end of the week. Make sure you keep those risk measures in place. Be careful of the volatility spike that we're going to probably experience here at 2 o'clock.
Welcome, everybody. The volatility spike has already happened, and I'm going to guess that there's been maybe we got more volatility up and down than we're going to see here with the no change on the Fed. We'll see. All things can